Yeah, well, here we go. Grand final day about to get underway.
Muller starting at full forward, so that was the word we had. Scotty McIntyre starting on the bench. So Craig Shirley will have a look at that. We've got Liam Bury's going to go on Travis McIntyre.
I think Trent Hall. Trent Hall,
sorry.
And Liam had a great game, took a lot of intercepting marks, and he does read the play very well. So, yeah.
Redmond starting forward as well, that's a surprise. So Solomontown playing some silly buggers and we're away.
Here we go, up in the middle, the tap down from Downey. He couldn't quite get an effective hit out in. Nice hand pass from Ackland in there. Players fighting for the footy. It's a fierce contest to start.
Yeah, the pressure's on already. Yeah, it's a great contest to start off by both sides.
I think we might see quite a bit of that today, guys. A lot of stoppages.
Redmond on Gary Warren. There's a match-up for you. If you've got a bit of interest, Downey wins the tap, taps it down, although it's sharp by Joseph Caputo. He kicks it inside 50 to that matchup. Redmond first to collect it. He's tackled immediately. Ball hits the deck. Darcy Kildare in there fighting it for South. No one able to get a clear tab. He does now.
Pressure
Kildare.
from Hayes. Good.
Nice kick out. Comes to Malira. He can't quite pick it up. He does now against the boundary line. Goes for a run. Has a bounce.
Nice shepherd from Mark Horner on
Nick Redmond.
Nick Redmond, who was chasing. He did not see Mark Horner coming at all, but Redmond's bounced himself back up. Yes. So good commitment from both players.
What a fantastic opening minute it's been. Hard at the footy. All players are. Toss in on centre wing. The ruckmen go at it again. Again it's Downey. Taps it down. Holland overruns it. Diving on the football down there is Hayes. Looking to get it over the boundary line. And it does now, I think.
Yeah, Jono Hayes up about already laid 3 tackles, 2 in the middle and 1 at half forward. So that's sort of a sign of his intensity.
Just the one-on-one inside the forward 50 for Solly's, Muller and Shirley. Ooh. As the rucks go at it again.
Bernhardt gets a clearing handball. Davey under pressure on the boundary line.
Didn't have it. I thought he might have got a free kick there, but nothing. Oh, yes, he has won the free kick. Good call, DC. So Davey's got the free kick from the boundary line. Looks up for Travis McIntyre and spoiled beautifully. Third man in, Gary Warren, and we'll get a ball in just outside the 50-metre arc for Solomontown. So good start from both the sides.
Yeah, 3 umpires, the same as last week. Looks like we've got Mark Snowden, Simon Harley, and Steve Clark by the looks of it.
Brad Hurd got a really good tap down. Ball's out to Joe Caputo under pressure. Slips the tackle though, so I'm sure the South coach will be
Big
too
Muller.
happy with that.
Oh, hit him in the scone, Muller.
What a turn up.
There's that crumbing forward that I was hoping to see today, and it looks like it's the unlikely Seamer, who I thought might start at full back on Colson. So
I think he's a crumbing back, actually.
He's come down off the half-back flank.
Yeah, he's just slipped away there, and Brad judged it beautifully there. Muller provided a good contest with it. Nice headbutt of the ball straight down to the waiting arms of Seamer, who snapped the goal. Gee, he would have been paying about 101 for the first goal, I would say.
Perhaps I might change my tip to him for BOG, but interesting aside, with the backman kicks a goal for Sollies, it cost the president Rob Boothby 6 jugs, so the boys won't be too worried about that at the moment, but could be something coming to play later after the game.
I think Robert helped drink him, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Good start for Solomontown. 1 goal, 6-0 on the Trax FM scoreboard as the ruckmen go at it again in the centre. The big punch from Downey goes to the half-forward line. Billy Joe Russell fumbled.
John O'Hayes, mopped up on half-back, but a mark there to South.
Zil Stewart on the wing. Looks him bored. This is what South do. They like to play daring footy. They found Ackland by himself. How'd he find a bit of space? Goes in the direction of Hamilton, or that drop short, and Seamer gets it. Handballs out to a teammate in
Mudge to Alexander.
And Alexander kicks it, but straight back to Azil Stewart, nearly in the same spot on the wing for South Augusta. Now he just wants to hold it up and find a target instead of bombing it in there. He knows that Solomontown will probably have that spare back. Oh, he bombs it in there anyway. Goes up over the head of Alexander, the spare, and the ball goes out of bounds just inside the 50-metre arc for South.
Free kick going to Solly's here.
Alexander.
In the back 50.
You got Corey Davey and Darcy Kildare running together, so good
Beautiful
match-up
match-up, perfect. Ball up the line, and presenting well was Davey, but it's not able to take the mark. Ackland gets the spilling, drop to Downey, handballs over the top to Kildare.
John O'Hayes, a
great
fantastic
tackle.
pressure again.
Yeah, he's playing well. John O'Hayes, he started this game well. Ankle doesn't look to be worrying him at all. It's inside 50 for South now.
Take him without it, but play on their call.
And in there, Tom Hamilton, he's not able to be taken to ground, but he will have a ball up. 20 metres out directly in front of South's goal.
Big opportunity for South now.
South forwards just sweating off a little bit behind here. They need to get up the ground a bit more and get in front going into this win.
Up it goes in the forward 50 for Souths. Urbantic doing the ruck work, punches to the top of the goal square. All players dive on it. Quick kick by Mudge.
Gary Warren, the spare for South, behind the ball. He kicks it in the direction of Karan McKenzie. Just over his head, not able to take it. He's tracked nicely by the Solomontown defender.
Too high.
Whoa.
Ooh, that was a bit lucky, was it? Did they call it?
Probably, yes. I think he's paid a free there.
All right, so Karan McKenzie didn't...
Boundary umpire's not aware. He's ready to throw it in, but... Yeah, so Solly's just got to be a bit wary, I guess, on evening up the numbers. They've kicked 3 balls out under a bit of pressure, and South have marked a lot.
Another poor entry inside 50 for Souths, and Solly's looked to sweat it away. Caputo gives it off. Long kick out of the defence, spills over the back.
Braden Francis, I think, with that clearing kick. Caleb Ritter's the first to arrive, handballs over the top. Oh, a nice heavy collision again. Ball's popped over the top with a handball to Ackland. Ackland's gotten off the chain early, throws it on the left foot, but just bumbles it forward. No one able to get it. Oh, another bump. I think that might have been his own teammate, the Solomontown
friendly
player.
fire there.
Clayton Malera, he'll run and gun, don't worry about that. Turns him inside out, throws it on the left, and finding Mark Horner beautifully. Wheels around on his right, and he's got the spare man. Found a bit of space.
Kildare.
Is it Kildare? 20 metres out directly in front.
Not sure who's matched up on Horner, but Coach Pollard will be pretty disappointed with that loose checking.
He just let up hard for the ball, Mark Horner. Like he really come at it and presented well, and his teammates used him.
He is very clever at getting out the back, Mark.
Oh, Kildare has pushed it to the left, did it? Hit the post. So he didn't give it a chance either. It really hung out that left-hand side. And we know that the accuracy cost South Augusta in the B grade. Let's hope it doesn't replicate itself. Kicking out, who's got those kicks?
Interesting there.
In the
Riley Bernhardt's taken Matt Downey right out of the play. They've taken him over to the opposite pocket, what they're going to kick out to, so good ploy there. Comes
out to Davey now, he's got it on the wing, it'll kick off the inside of the boot.
There.
Yeah, Clayton Malera with the bump managed to affect the kick, and it's on the ground now.
South's outnumbered Solly's here, but if they get a ball up here, they'll be pretty happy with that result.
Yeah, good win for Solomontown. So it's over the scoreboard side on the half-forward flank for Solly's, just outside their 50-metre arc. Behrman in there. Harry Holland, Downey misjudged his run there and fell to Bernhardt, but it'll tackled immediately. We'll get another ball up.
I think we've got Brad Hurd doing the rucking there for Solomontown at half forward.
So 7 minutes played here in the first quarter. Solomontown leading 1 straight 6. South Augusta 1 behind.
Downey going for the big fist, not quite getting it, but Kildare coming well with the ball. Good handball inside.
Good linking up play. Urbansic finds a runner. Harry Holland inside the 50 with a kick. It's a bit poor for Colson. He's taken around the head. Will there be a free kick? Yes, it will.
Yes.
So he wins the free kick. There's Golson. Let's see if he's got his kicking boots on there. Bright, fluoro yellow.
Big kick, he'd be right on 50 there, I'd say.
He's a dead-eye D-I-C-K is Colson, so we'll back him in, I reckon, from here.
He's probably going to kick from about 40, I reckon, Ash, just from this angle. You can just see the top of the... He's about 5 metres off the arc, and
no one really set up in the goal square for drop short here, though.
No.
In the warm-up, I didn't actually see him kick a goal. He was hooking them all over the place with this breeze. Let's see how he goes at the other end. It's on the way.
It's good off the boot. Yes.
It's a goal. Sneaks it in to the inside of the left goal post, and South Augusta are on the board. 1:17 to 1 straight 6, 8 minutes played on the Tracks FM scoreboard.
It's a great kick. You're right in the teeth of the wind there from 50. So he had the accuracy and done well to score.
And that's what Brendan Golson can do. He can mark in the air, but he can also hits the ground as quick as anybody else. So he often crumbs his own drop mark. And in that case, the backman panicked a little bit, took him high, and South's the beneficiary.
Up in the middle it goes, and there's a free kick going the way of Solly's.
Scotty McIntyre on the field, matched up by Craig Shirley.
Good big Muller going to take the big kick too. Big Muller with the big
mullet. There's a lot
mullet.
of confusion here now with the umpires.
It was a breaking free kick called by the boundary umpire. So Muller out of the middle now. He's going to send it inside the 50, will he? Yes, he does, in search of Davey. That's a nice kick for him, and he takes a great mark.
Gary Warren was caught behind there, needed to spoil, didn't even throw the fist up, so conceded a little bit there to Davey. Maybe thought he was not quite going to make it to take the mark, and Corey Davey will make him pay with this kick. He's 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Tough kick from there with the wind.
Yep. Again, no tools there for either side on the goal line. The South have got a stopgap short on the top of the square, so good play by them.
Kicks on the way, it's very left, and it comes back and hits the post.
Wow, he actually nailed that breeze, didn't he? But just didn't come back enough and hit the post. Brilliant kick from Davey there, right on the 50-metre arc. Should have been rewarded.
Kick out of full-back from Shirley in search of Kildare. It slips out the back, and he looks like he's going to run onto it. He's met there by Redmond. He still goes in and
big
picking
downy,
up
like
his
a
downy.
big ball, and he wins the free kick, gives it to Zil Stewart. Kicks it inside 50, normally a good kick. This is an exception though. It hits the deck in front of Golson, and Solomontown arrive first.
Loose with the handball. Caleb Head mops up, swings it around. A fortuitous bounce there. Well hit by the big South player. And I'm not sure, but a poor kick. I'm not sure the South player has found Alexander, and he probably had Mark Warner clear out the back, just couldn't find him.
Clayton Malera was short as well, so
he's had about 8 touches as Zil Stewart, and hasn't hit a target with many.
With the ball at half back for Solomontown, just holding up play, waiting for someone to present. Goes long and wide.
Good kick. It's going to get there, I reckon.
Nice.
Spoiled.
Pushed away well.
Comes out to Ritter, flicks it into the middle to Holland. He has a runner in Josh Ackland. He sends it long to the top of the goal square. The one-on-one is Urbansic and Alexander. Alexander was in front, but it bounced unkind. Urbansic has a shot at goal, and it rolls through for a point. So the second minor score for Souths. They now have a 1-point lead, 128 to 117.
So just an interesting thing. South went end to end from that kick out, and interesting stat from that semi-final. Out of 14 kick-outs, 10 times they got the ball out uncontested. So Sollies haven't started that well again today.
Poor kick up the wing there, chopped off by Liam Bury.
Normally a good kick, Bury too. Want to find someone short, and he does. Clayton Malera provides a run and gun. He swings onto the left, or he kicks with the right to the fat side. Urbansic's got the sit. The answer.
Oh, he
paid it. He sat on Rob Alexander's head and taken a beauty as the answer.
Very interesting.
He's a confidence player too, so that'll do him the world of good. And if he can hit the scoreboard early, he was a big difference in the semi-final. Urbansic kicked 3 goals early and did a real number on young Head, who's had his measure throughout the year.
Yeah, no, interesting call there, but probably 50-50, but the umpire's giving the benefit of doubt, and he kicked very well in that semi-final, so we see how he goes here.
Rewarded the effort, maybe.
For a 7-point lead, Urbansic has just
left
hooked
side
it.
again. That's 3 to that side now. So South Augusta ruining a few opportunities here.
Zach Seamer finds Lindsay Beerman in short. He now pushes wide to Nick Redmond. Redmond just holds up play, looks short again, but he's set Marco Caputo up. A good intercept contest there by the South player. Marco, though, follows up really well, but poor kick.
That's 3 turnovers under that wing there. Solomontown hurting themselves when they get out on the half-back flank, and they're just finding a South player on the wing each and every time.
Just a little bit of pressure on the kicker each time, just enough to turn the ball over. So done it well enough.
Gary Warren booted it inside 50, and Mark Horner wasn't able to complete the mark, but he's tackled immediately, and we'll get a ball up just
inside. And that
inside.
was a great kick by Gary. I mean, that went the best part of 50 metres, so the wind not affecting that ball too much at all. South have got some surprising space the last few minutes. I've just been surprised at probably how free they've been able to get, especially this early in the grand final.
We have a ball up here on the wing on the
broadcast side.
Interchange wing. As the ball goes up now, Muller was in front, but punch from behind Downey. It spills into the hands of Ackland. He's been incredible here in the first quarter.
But Marco Caputo stands up strong, right on half back.
Wrong side there. Ackland had to throw it on the right, and Bernard did well to take the mark.
Seamer bringing the ball out, gets out the back, but south there. But you've got 3 Solomontown to beat. Does it well with a handball to the boundary.
Just over the top of Hamilton, and Corey Davey quite happy to take that over the boundary line in front of the South bench.
Probably a good result for South. They're outnumbered there, but played it pretty well.
13.5 minutes played. South Augusta leading this 1-3-9. Solomontown 1-1-7. 2 points to margin in the first quarter here.
The ball is tossed in. Muller got the tap down. It ends up in the hands of Bierman.
Just overdid it there. Lindsay.
Great tackle, holding the ball.
You want to just get the ball on the boot early, and he just tried to push through the tackle.
Marcus Karen for his first touch of the game, and can get the wobbles with the kicks, but this is a nice one to Warren. Now this fella can kick the ball.
Marcus looks a bit quicker than his father was. Would that be a fair call?
I never got to see him play, unfortunately. Before my time, wasn't even born.
I know, he could cover the ground. Don't underestimate him.
Mark Horner with another inside 50 for South. He started this game well. Comes down to Karam. Mackenzie overran it though, and it's Solomontown on the rebound. He handballed to no one though.
He had Riley Bernhardt, but missed him by about 5 metres.
Ball kicks out now. Billy Joe Martin's the first to get it. He's got 3 Solomontown around him, and they do a good job by hassling him out of bounds, and just inside the 50-metre arc for South.
Yeah, so just that grand final pressure. If we compare the skill level so far to the semi-final, both sides just fumbling a little bit, but pretty willing contest.
Evenly poised match up here halfway through the first quarter of the grand final. The ball is going to be thrown in just inside South's attacking forward 50. Comes down to Downey. He flicks out a hand pass. No free kick awarded to Ackland, who was appealing for
Corey Davey coming away. Good pressure by Mudge there.
Davey started really well, but his kicking's let him down a little bit, and this is no exception. It's come out to Harry Holland. Gary Warren with the bounce. Oh, and the fend off, if you don't mind. Handballs over to Bury. Bury now has got
very clean and sure.
Support from Marcus Karen. Kicks it in the middle and finding Hamilton for his first touch. Loves it, don't argue. Sporting the new haircut as well as Hamilton. Kicks it inside 50. It's a bit too sharp for Kildare.
Caleb Head bringing the ball out and might find his brother and Tommy under pressure.
Good spoil from beyond.
John O'Hayes mops up well. Redmond now dead centre of the ground. Has a bounce. He's under pressure, but pumps a kick up. A 2-on-1 here. McIntyre out the back. Can he break the ball here?
It's a 2-on-1. South have done well to get out and help, but although going to ground, Marcus Karen, he might be always a bit lucky here. Scotty Mack wraps him up and get a ball up just outside the 20-metre mark for Solomontown. And if I was Solomontown's coach, I'd get Nick Redmond on the ball. I think he looks like he's up and about, and he might just be wasting
well through the middle there.
Half.
Here he is here with a snap-on goal.
Ball's bouncing. Craig Shirley just escorts it over.
Probably just didn't push in there, but he did a very good job to hold that in a 2-on-1 contest. So I'm sure Coach Pollard would be happy with that first effort from McIntyre.
Big chance there for Sollies. They haven't had too many in the last 5 or so minutes. Gary Warren's going to bring it into play. Has Shirley short in the pocket.
Yeah, he's got a loose out the back. Let's see what happens here.
Comes out down. He got a hand on it. Redmond's going to beat him to the loose ball here. Short pass is good to Hurd.
First touch of the day for Hurd. Wants to kick it short and find Head. Head takes a mark, unopposed
Tom
here.
Head there. He's right out on the just outside 50.
He's going to go to the leading McIntyre, but it's over his head, and Karen chopping off. Keen to move it on quickly, but it's a pretty poor kick. Seamer looks like he might get it. Smart play to tap it onto the nail. He has to get around 2 though, and there's a free kick coming back to Seamer.
Yeah, Marcus Karen just rolled the dice in and let his opponent go and ended up with the ball, kicked it into him, so made it 2-on-1.
Seamer bangs it to full forward. It's the 1-on-1 of McIntyre, and he takes a very good mark out. Muscled Craig Shirley on that occasion and has a shot 25 out straight in front.
Just got on the windward side of the ball and used his experience there.
Well, Harry Holland need to come over and help him out then. Just need to put a spoil on.
He's a good kick for goal, Scotty Mack. He'll need this one. Get the monkey off the back. Hasn't hit the scoreboard too often this final series, so really needs this one to get Solomontown up and about, and they'll take the lead if he's accurate.
Redmond just going for a change. He's been instrumental the last few minutes in getting Solly's going, and Braden Francis back on the ground.
McIntyre comes in, makes no worries at all.
That's a very good start for McIntyre. Be great for his confidence.
So the second goal for Sollies, they wrestle back the lead 2-2-14 to 1-3-9. 18 minutes played in the first on the Trax FM scoreboard.
Yeah, just Billy Joe Russell on the wing there went for the player rather than the ball. You know, just need to play the percentages in the daylight today. Can't afford to cough it up.
It's been a good quarter from both sides though. The Stars are getting plenty of it. We've got Davey getting plenty of it. We've Darcy Kilday, Azeel Stewart and Matt Downey as well. So it's been good for both teams.
So Bernhardt back in the ruck. I think Downey got the better of that. Ball being knocked forward there by the South players, but John O'Hayes right
Taken
onto
high.
it.
That'll be a free kick by Jason Lukic, and it'll be on John O'Hayes for a kick here.
Cool. He had a few players break wide, but just missed that opportunity.
Goes to Davey. Oh, gee, should have done better. They're a bit lucky here, Solly's though.
Bernhardt covered up well. Trent Hoare just dropping the ball back into a dangerous spot at half forward.
Marcus Kerrin read that like a book. He spoiled it to the centre circle, but it's gone out of the arms of Azeel Stewart, and Solomontown got it now.
Yeah,
Joe
Hayes
Caputo.
again. Got the ball out to
Normally
Caputo.
a good kick. He's kicked it to the fat side for that matchup. Scotty McIntyre in there. Craig Shirley picks it up first. Tackled immediately. We'll get a ball up. Dangerous position here for Solomontown.
Yeah, McIntyre fighting well there again, so that's certainly an improvement on his effort a fortnight ago.
Take that. Comes down to Harry Holland. Kicks it outside, defensive 50. It's a one-on-one. Good contest. Was that Mazzino? Wins a free kick, does he?
No, it's going south way.
Gee, that
Interesting
was
call.
unusual. Billy Joe a bit lucky there.
Played to Shepherd.
Gary Warren's had a stack of it for South as well, and Billy Joe's run on. But he's not used it on this occasion. Gary Warren kicks it inside 50. No wide to the top of the head of his teammate, and Rob Alexander mops it up for Solly. Sort of bangs it on the boot up the wing.
Comes out going back with the fly was Mazzino. He couldn't
The two
mark.
ruckmen there head on, but
Bit of
John
lack of
O'Hayes
talk.
again underneath there, coming up to Redmond back on the ground. Bennell now under pressure. Tom Head again. Bennell back in it. Solly's buttering up there well.
Comes out to Harry Holland, flicks out a hand pass to Gary Warren. He turns around, takes a bounce, and then goes with a short pass. That's a well-weighted
Lovely
kick to
kick.
Mark Horner. Horner now sends it inside
Nice
50 with a
kick.
precise pass, and no mark taken.
Mackenzie not able to hold the mark. It was a really sharp kick from Mark Horner, but well done for Solomontown. They've thwarted that attempt forward, so we'll get a ball in just inside the 50-metre arc for South. Downey taps it down.
Yeah, no ruckman there for Solomontown, so it's allowed Kildare a snapshot which spreads across goals.
The foot race is on. Joe Caputo wins out this time. Backs back and over the boundary line.
Went to ground a little easy there, I thought, but lucky for him, we'll get a ball in. Did it go over the boundary? Ball in out of side. 20.5 minutes played here in the first quarter, and it's Solomontown by 5 points.
Yeah, ball up just inside the boundary line.
Up it goes now. The tap down from Alexander to no one in particular. All the players dive on the footy, and I think we'll have another stoppage here.
South have got a couple of guys back behind the ball, so actually three that we can see. So I think Saraceno's out there now, probably trying to peel one of the Solomontown players back off of this.
Yeah, it's a dangerous Gary Warren too, and he's already had a stack of it. You'd think you'd want to have someone near him.
Very good tackle by Francis just to hold that ball up, but they Solly still haven't structured up here. Still a hole in the way, but I think there's at least one loose there still. Warren, is it still out the back?
21.5 minutes played. Solly's leading it by 5 points.
John O'Hayes, quick
He's been
hands to
brilliant, hasn't he,
McIntyre, up to Bierman. Big punch out of the ruck by Caputo, set
Genuine
that up.
one-on-one here. McIntyre and Shirley.
Yeah, I think-
McIntyre using his body well, getting out to help Lurenbury. Tackled
Oh.
immediately. Will we get a ball up? We will.
McIntyre probably had the key there. It was a beautifully weighted kick from Bierman, but just didn't quite get out to it.
Looking
John
very
O'Hayes.
dangerous, Scotty McIntyre.
John O'Hayes been fantastic, hasn't he? They're
He's
showing
been-
no worries about that ankle.
Yeah, he's been really strong in tight.
Gary Warren again. Someone go near him. That's about his 19th bounce for the first quarter. Kicks it up to the wing. It's a good one-on-one here. Mark Horner leading the ball. It's punched from behind beautifully
Yep.
by the defender.
Caleb Head, a good punch out the back. Ball out of bounds on the outer side, dead centre wing.
Tom Head coming to the bench. I was just about to say unusual that he's not starting in defence. I really like him back there. Did have his colours lowered in the semi-final, but would have liked to see the young fella work back and give another opportunity.
So Nick Redmond just coming on, and looks like Muller's waiting for a change as well.
So we have another toss in here just inside Solly's attacking half on the far wing. Downey
Bernhardt.
and Bernhardt.
Oh, great desperation there by both big men. Downey socket off the ground, Bernhardt smothered, ball out to Joe Caputo. Lovely little kick to Hurd. Just about 20 metres outside the 50.
Yeah, it looks like Marcus Kerrin zoned off a Hurd, so they're giving him that one on the half-forward flank just to be able to get in front of Scotty Mack. They know that he's the key.
Travis McIntyre got clear there.
Sends it to the one-on-one. McIntyre and Shirley. It spills out the back and it's going to roll
what a
through.
goal.
Free kick.
Oh, that's a big call, I would have thought. Oh, what do you think of that one, DC?
Yeah, well,
Ball rolled through for a goal for Solomontown, and umpire Clark, I think it is, has paid a
Well, both wrestling with each other, weren't they?
very
Scotty
interesting
McIntyre,
free against Scott McIntyre.
Craig Shirley.
Gee.
So Shirley sends it, a wobbly ball, no mark taken by Bernhardt. Comes out to Ackland, he goes with a dribbling ball along the boundary line. Liam Bury's going to be first to it, but he falls over.
Well played by Caputo.
Using
Little
soccer skills. Caleb Head with a quick handball out. Mazzino. Oh, Mazzino taken out of it. Travis McIntyre in. The South player, I'm not sure who it was, went in really well there and won a very important ball with three Solomontown players hovering over it.
Liam Bury, I think, so he started well for South as well. Oh, looks like we've had quarter time.
Yeah,
here
so
at Central Oval. We can't hear the siren here, but quarter time and Solomontown leading this one. A fantastic start by both sides.
Yes.
Solomontown 2-2-14 leads South Augusta 1-3-9. We'll take a short break. You're listening to Trax FM Football.
Pretty even spread so far. It's quite hard to pinpoint because everyone's sort of in and out.
We're underway in the second quarter. Taking the ball is Joe Caputo and winning a free kick is Corey Davey. Just inside the attacking half, he's going to send Solly's inside 50 for the first time of the quarter to the one-on-one of McIntyre and Shirley. McIntyre couldn't quite bring it down. Shirley mops up, gets out of trouble. And then a nice pass for Kildare, who takes a lovely mark, moves it on, but maybe shouldn't have, as it comes out to Davey now. He's wrapped up. That's a nice tackle. Bernhardt getting a tap in there. Davey once again winning the footy. Feeds it off to Caleb Head. Sends it inside 50. Slips out the back. Taking it. Oh, over the back here is Francis.
Well played, Gary Warren.
No free kick there. And coming away with it is Warren.
No free kick granted there, Paddy. It was a one-on-one and the Solly boy didn't read it well enough.
Comes out again to Warren, high up and under. The mark should be taken by Alexander.
No.
He's dropped a chest mark, dives on the footy this time,
Got to make up for that.
and it'll be a ball up.
I was just going to say, boys, Alexander is such a key this quarter to how the game's going to turn out. His ability to read the ball and intercept, obviously dropping a chest mark there, but I think he needs to have a really big quarter if Solomontown are going to be within scoring distance at half-time.
Downey flicks it out the back. Ackland running on. She'll send it inside 50 to the top of the goal square. Hamilton and Seamer in the one-on-one. Hamilton wrestled out of it. Coulson picking up now. He's in the pocket. Can he bend it around? He's going to chip it back to Azil Stewart. Kick doesn't quite meet it. And Azil Stewart with a flying shot on goal. Yes! And he's got it. Much to the delight of the South Augusta supporters. A fantastic goal from a tricky shot with the wind. Azil Stewart pops through South second and they are in front 2-3-15 to 2-2-14 on the Trax FM scoreboard.
Beautiful goal by Azil Stewart, using the wind to full advantage. We've got a beautiful bird's eye view of that. Bent back with a breeze.
You called it early there, Jack.
Yeah,
Off the stick, I liked it.
I must say, you haven't already said it, we are in the South Augusta Club Rooms, thanks to the generosity of the South Augusta Club Rooms. So if the background noise is bugging you, then sorry we can't do anything about it.
Up it goes in the middle again. Downey again with the head out. Flicks it out into the path of Malira. He soccers it off the ground towards the wing.
Should get a Shepherd, no he doesn't.
Picking it up is John O'Hayes. He's had a fantastic start to this game. His kick is poor this time though. And the mark taken by Gary Warren. Sends it up the line. Doesn't quite get over the top of the Solly's player there in Francis. And it comes out to Corey Davey. Short pass up the line. Spills over the back. Getting there first will be Bury, although he can't pick it up. It's a nice tackle there by Ritter. And there'll be a ball up just inside the forward 50 for Solly's.
just with that, Paddy, it was another good entry by Solly's, but the forward didn't read the flight of the ball again. And it's gone over the back and it's caused another ball up. So the forwards have got to start reading this ball a bit better if they want to score goals.
Long kick out of defence from Karen. Punch from behind. And it spills out to Vinny Urbancic. He picks it up, tries to take on the tackler but can't.
Too high.
And wins a too high free kick.
Bit soft.
So it's South Augusta, middle of the ground. Vinny Urbancic plays on, looking inside 50. He's on the way for Hamilton. It's over his head, rolling out of bounds. And we're going to have a throw in deep in the South Augusta forward pocket.
Would have been better at this side, would he?
Yeah, this is where the ball's been for the whole 3 games so far. Mick, I can't believe the forwards are not coming this side of the ground, giving themselves an opportunity for the ball floating and taking their mark. So, yeah, it's pretty undisciplined by some of the midfielders for not using the ball to their advantage.
I'll just step out and let Sollies take a spot on the bench here.
Just stepped into the 4-minute mark now of the quarter, deep in South's forward line. Boundary throw in on the way. So Urbancic and Bernhardt. Bernhardt with the better of it. Follows up, tries soccer up to the ground and misses it. Here comes Darcy Kildare rolling around, swings onto the left, scrubs it away, but it falls into the hands of Jason Lukic. Lukic about 50 out, could maybe go the distance here, but looking to pass off. Comes deep into the pocket, and he's got Mark Horner on the chest.
As we welcome Stephen Budd into the commentary box. Buddy, you were the runner for the B-grade premiers, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we've got Mark Horner deep in the pocket, right in front of the South cheer squad here. Kick on the way. He's tugged it to the near side. Once behind scored. The score is 2-4-16 South Augusta to 2-2-14 Solomontown. 5 minutes into the second quarter.
Buddy, what have you seen from the first quarter?
Yeah, we've only got out halfway through, but yeah, obviously really hot contest early. Through the last couple of hours we've seen out there, she's pretty hard to kick the ball out there, boys. So I think it's going to be a pretty scrappy contest, but yeah, we'll see how it unfolds, eh?
Bernhardt with a long hand pass, chopped off by Azil Stewart. He's wrapped up, but still got a hand pass away to Downey. Comes out to Bierman now, flicking it over the top to Johnson.
That's Head. He started well
Caleb
too,
Head.
young Caleb Head. Goes on the left, looks long down the ground, gets over the players' heads there. Who's that's taking it? Look like Davey there.
And
Balls in
it'll
contest.
end up going out of bounds here, I think, although players are keeping it in. It's come out to Redmond, and now he takes it over.
Redmond started quite well, boys, from what I've seen.
Other inside 50 where the forwards misread the play and numbers not behind. The second forward not leading up behind the first forward has cost Solly's 2 chances to score in this quarter because of not reading the ball and having a second forward option coming up.
Throwing in the pocket, the hit out comes to Ackland, who's had a good start to this game. Goes out of bounds with the kick.
Interesting setup here in South's forward line, boys. We've got Colson, we've got Karan McKenzie and Billy Joe, the only forwards in the forward line at the moment. No real key tall option, which I think is a bit strange, having the wind at their back, but maybe thinking that the ball's hard to read. If it's on the ground, those small guys might kick some goals.
Yeah, only Vinny Urbancic lurking there just outside the 50.
I think you got that right, Jack. They've gone with that, hoping the ball hits the ground, and they've got the speed to be able to capitalise on that.
Mark Horner paid the mark on the 5th attempt with the juggle. He's going to go out wide to Kildare, hard against the boundary line. It's a nice mark by Kildare, just outside the 50. On the wrong side, as you've said, Woody, sends it to full forward. Big punch there from Alexander, getting it over the boundary line for a throw-in. South by 2 points, 7 minutes played on the Tracks FM scoreboard.
Talked about at the start of this quarter, South have had probably 90% of the play in their forward half of the field, been able to lock it in, setting up very well structure. You can see their midfield providing the zone around the 50 here. Ball comes in, it's Hamilton in the ruck, taps it down. Malira picks up, has a kick from the pocket, slightly to the near side, and it's another behind to South's.
As runner of the B grade, buddy, you would have instructed your players to be on this side of the ground, the stadium side more often.
Certainly, it is pretty hard though to get it out that way, mate. The wind is favouring that other side, but yeah, certainly this is where we want to be bringing the ball down. So Seamer brings it into Marco Caputo in that pocket you're talking about, Woody. Looks long, goes longer, looking for Joseph Caputo. Nice little juggled mark there. Redmond runs on for him. He's got Hurd on a slight lead. Redmond doubles back, but Joe Caputo's turned the ball over and South bang it straight back into attack. Good mark there by Billy Joe, is it, boys?
Yep.
He can probably go the distance here, I think.
Billy Joe Russell, 51 metres out, right in front of us here. He's going to pass it off with a short pass to Coulson, who takes the mark on the
Oh,
chest.
he's
No, he's
dropped it
juggled it. Preempting the call there. The hand pass to no one really from Mazzino.
Russell swoops on it. Little quick to Malera. He's fun with the ball. The ball's in contest. Lads pile in, and that's going to be a ball up.
Woody, you talked about coming this side, even out of defence. Is that the way Sollies want to be coming out right now?
Well, probably not right now, Jack, because they are under a bit of pressure. They're not getting the ball through, but
I feel when you're into this breeze, I think you need to be playing the other side of the oval, coming out, making it really hard, that if you do turn it over, Souths have got to go against that wind to try and get it to the fat side of the oval. I'd like to see them a bit more defensive with their kick-outs.
they've got them on the defensive side there. It's they're using the blokes with a bit of speed on this side, so it's just a matter of who's on that side. McIntyre, good kick.
In the middle, gets it to Caleb Head. Caleb Head, the ball clears the pack. Johnson's got the run of the football here. Ball in contest. Who's that? That's looks like John O'Hayes. He's come up and he's playing again. So back to Caleb Head. Caleb Head goes back to John O'Hayes out on centre wing, left hand side of the oval. Looks him board. Finds. That's the young basketballer.
Nibsy.
Nibsy, that's the one.
Nibsy.
Goes in board and finds Redmond. Redmond.
Nice
kick, yeah.
This is better play by Sollies, being patient and using the ball to their advantage.
Beaman
go to
drives
full
it in
forward.
quick and finds McIntyre. Lands on his chest, so Scotty McIntyre will be shooting from about 25 metres out. Fairly acute angle.
Probably the first time today the Sollies have been really able to pick apart South with their skills. 4 short kicks, 15-20 metres, been able to mark, get off the mark, hit targets, and it's resulting in a shot on goal in the wind. A very important kick a goal.
Well, you're right, Jack, and they've been trying to do it, but they just haven't been able to control their kicks. So this may be what they need, just to get a bit of confidence out of that. Kick that short ball and have people running.
Scotty McIntyre wheels around for the snap, but has kicked it out of bounds on the full, has he? He has.
Probably should have gone the drop punt there, lads, because he's got a beautiful kick on him. So
Yeah, could have used the wind to his advantage there a bit, buddy, and put it up high and let it float back a bit.
for sure. South to bring the kit ball back in.
Long kick out of defence to all one-on-ones. Redmond, can he pick it up now? He does.
It does well. Gets a quick handball. That's Nibs again with a long kick, but there's all South back there. Relieving mark taken. Plays on quickly.
This is Gary Warren now receiving the hand pass.
It's Kilday, isn't it, boys? No, not Kilday.
Martin, so Malera.
Malera.
Pulled him a fair bit. Oh, clever little tap on too. Back in the path of, is that Warren, lads?
Gary Warren.
Yep.
What it's done, the turnover will give Sollies an extra forward now because Warren's come off the half-back line. Sollies should have a spare forward.
Marco Caputo, nice soccer to Muller. His kick was smothered. High tackle should be, and it is. Going the way of Sollies and Trav McIntyre.
Hasn't had a big influence on the game today, Trev McIntyre.
Finds Davey. Davey tries to move the ball quick.
Here's that loose man we were talking about.
Now Francis running to the top of 50 and just bangs it long.
That's a goal.
Goal square.
That's a goal.
He's kicked a goal.
That's an incredible
Certainly
goal. Great goal there to Braden Francis.
On the right side of the ground to do it.
And Solomontown hit the lead yet again, 3-2-20. South 2-5-17 in this seesawing contest. 11 minutes played on the Tracks FM scoreboard.
And Gary Warren's just limped off, so that will leave him one speeds to shorten the back line, buddy, which may play into Solly's hands right now with that goal and a bit of confidence in that.
Good do, and Woody's on the money here. He's killed the side of the ground to play on, and Solly's benefited with the goal from it, so yeah.
Probably worth 2 goals, those goals into the wind, boys.
Downey to tap down. Trav McIntyre head over it. Redmond now. Getting in there is Tom Hamilton, got a hand on. Picks it up now, and there's a free kick for too high to Hamilton.
And
sends it inside 50. Not a great kick, but just goes over the head of
Looking
Alexander.
For Colson. He's got him under pressure though. Whenever he's in the play, he's got the boys under pressure. And there's stacks on, and Colson might have caught one in all that, but he'll get up. It's a pretty tough cookie.
So ball up deep in the South Augusta forward pocket. Muller unattended, taps it straight to his counterpart in Obanchi, which is
he's
smothered.
paid a free kick here, boys. Paid a free kick for Holden.
Free kick.
Free kick to Vinny for Holden.
Gee, I didn't see that. So it's Obanchi.
Nor did everybody else sitting there, Jack, but he did blow the whistle and say free kick.
And it's a quiet South Augusta club rooms. You know they haven't seen the free kick, so we've got Obanchi right underneath the scoreboard here.
Very tough kick.
Needs to put it out and let it swing back on that breeze.
Head out towards us.
on the approach now. Slow, methodical. Kick on the way, it's working its way back, but it's across the face for a behind. 2-6-18, South Augusta to Solomontown 3-2-20.
The goal kicking again, costing South a little here.
Buddy, this is a bit of a show from 2 weeks ago. South are not kicking goals, and Solids have utilised their inside 50 chances to their advantage, so this could be a bit of a return from 2 weeks ago.
Holland got a fist away from Davey, but Davey dives on it now. And it'll be a ball up, I think.
Pretty quick ball up, that one. So Snowden to throw the ball up. Muller against
Downey.
Yep.
The tap goes close to the boundary line and taken over.
Snowden's pulled another one out.
Another free kick going the way of South Augusta. Harry Holland, the recipient.
Get your stat sheet out, Jack, on free kicks.
Flicked into the middle to Ackland. He moves it on out in front, but not a great kick. Or Lukic was backing back. Going over the top of everyone was Urbansic. Couldn't bring it down. Lukic now dispossessed. Soccer off the ground from Mazzino. Falls in Lukic's hands. No one home for Souths. But putting the pressure on is Mackenzie, and it goes through for a minor score rush behind. Souths 2-7-19. 1 point behind Solly's 3-2-20.
That was probably Karan's first touch, Jack.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot from Karan today. Don't know if he's carrying any injury or anything like that, but he's been deep in the forward line and not having the biggest impact. Maybe Bowlesy could get him up onto the wing and use that speed and skill that he has.
Seamer from the
I
pocket.
believe he didn't train during the week, so he may have a slight injury.
Falls to the hands of Bim and goes with a snap. Downey kept it away from Muller.
Hacks it, but it's gone to the South player's advantage.
Horner won't miss
Turns
from here.
inside Horner. Sets it on its way, but he has missed to the far side.
Had a bit more time than that, I think, boys.
He did. So South moved to 2-8-20. Level with Solomontown, 3-2-20 on the Tracks FM scoreboard. 15 minutes played in the second quarter.
Seamer to bring it in, flicks it to himself, and then comes out the far side to the one-on-one. Davey and
Just too good.
Stewart.
Just too good.
Davies had a fantastic year for Solomontown. Having a fantastic afternoon at the moment.
Just hang on to the ball, mate. Time's in your favour.
Sends it long. The target there is Head backing back. He gets it now.
Does well, the young fella, but it's dispossessed, and Downey with the quick kick.
Sends it up the line. Bierman going back with the flight did well, but it falls in the hands of Mark Horner. Kick inside 50, not great, but it was a leg break away from Marco Caputo.
Here's a goal.
Comes to Coulson, and he's got it.
Really good finish there by Coulson there, boys, but you just seen with Horner where he tried to spot that kick today. It's a very difficult day to spot those kicks up. The wind's really, really blustery, and I don't think you'll see too many really good passages of play where players are able to hit targets. So yeah, Coulson rode the ball well off the pack and yeah, slotted away with that deadly left foot. And South moved to 3-8-26. Solly's 3-2-20 on the Tracks FM scoreboard.
Last 7 or 8 minutes, Jack. Horner's had a bit of influence in their forward line.
Yep, he's played in many grand finals, Woody. Lots of experience. He's been very successful as well, Mark Horner, and a few vital touches here, boys. South's peppering the scoreboard, had a lot of scoring shots this quarter. That goal probably just a reward for effort.
So the ball going up in the middle again. The ruckman go at it. Downey flicks it back in the path of Ackland, who's had a fantastic game, been the best for South for mine at the moment. Kick around the body for Lukic, he couldn't mark, but he ends up with it now, gets away from his opponent, flicked a hand pass for Kildare. He couldn't pick it up.
Should be a free kick in the back. No, it's a ball up.
Alexander there on the bottom of it. As the ball goes up again, Muller's in front, but Downey again with another big punch. He's liked that move today. It comes to Coulson. If he can grab it, he can't. Mudge coming away with it. Hand pass over to Seamer. Switches the line.
Head will need to grab this. He's spilt the mark. Goes back in. 3-on-1 South's way.
Sollies need to get numbers back here.
Comes out to Malera. Is it snap on goal? He's got it.
Amazing goal by Malera there.
2 in a minute to Souths. And they take a 12-point lead now, 4-8-32. Solomontown 3-2-20, 18 minutes played in the second.
The most disliked footballer trying to show his authority out there from South Augusta.
Well, that must be Vinny Obanchich, who Woody's referring to. I think he went over to young Head, who dropped that mark, which allowed Souths to pounce kick a goal, and he just let him know that you cost your team a goal there, mate. And probably with a few choice words to go, knowing Vinny, he's a bit of a lippy character, but South Augusta 2 goals up, 18-minute mark in the second quarter.
Risky kick, but probably should have marked that in the end, Tom Head.
Dangerous kick.
As the ball goes up, tap down from Muller, comes to Ackland, got a boot to it. Here is Tom Head. Hand pass into the middle is a good one for Francis.
They broke it up here.
Back to Francis.
Francis now is going to send them
got a
inside
lot to
50.
go to, so he just kicks long.
Dropping the mark was Ritter. Comes out the back for Marcus Kerrin. Spins out of trouble. Hand passes to Ritter, the co-captain of the south side, and then gives it off
Sam Moll.
to Moll. But
Yeah, good work,
win it
Solis.
back.
Good work.
Caleb Head goes out wide. This is Trent Hoare going after it. If he can grab it, he's hard against the boundary line now and has a bit of pressure from the opposition, but he does well to spin out of it. Kick into the pocket, not his best, and it should roll out of bounds, and does.
So that was Caleb Head with the ball there, probably centre wing. He had the opportunity to straighten up and probably kick the ball more towards the goal face, but went wide outside and the wind took it away. I think Solly's into the wind need to pepper those goals a bit more.
The ball in comes now, spills to the ground. Joe Caputo, if he can gather, has a clear bit of space here.
Well, goes on the left, just with a quick kick, but it's all South Augusta, and they're rebounding really well here, South. They've certainly settled into the game.
Harry Holland sends it to no one. Would be deliberate in the AFL, not here. And it'll be a ball in on centre wing.
I think Sully's small forwards have got to put more pressure on. They're allowing South to get out of there too quickly, and it's putting pressure on their midfield and their half back line. So the forwards, small forwards, have got to work harder to keep the ball on their forward line.
I'd like to kick the next one here, Solly's, to bring it back to a goal. 20 minutes played in the second. Muller the tap down, but it comes out to Horner. Slick hand pass.
Oh, free kick missed.
Yeah, I think young Will Belitho got his head ripped off, but no free kick rewarded by the umpire. So we've got a ball in, centre wing, 2 ruckmen go up. Ackland gets his hands on it, goes to Hamilton, hands over the top to the hard-running Kildare, couldn't quite take it. Hamilton butters up, grabs it, tackled by Corey Davey, it spills
Holding
out.
the ball.
Ooh, that was a quick whistle. And Corey Davey has won a free kick for a very quick whistle holding the ball.
Short pass up the line to Caleb Head.
This is where Sollies can break South up if they keep using this short 15, 20 metre kick. Because South will be pushing back the man up. Sollies are going to keep coming forward.
Oh, that kick is a poor one, out of bounds on the full.
And yeah, not the best left footer in Australia, Caleb Head.
So the players taking their time to bring it back to where it needs to be brought in from. Gary Warren's going to bring it in. Has Ackland short. Kick not great. No, they're going to bring it up a bit further. So Gary Warren's going to get it back here on the boundary line. South Augusta by 12 points, 21 and a half minutes played in the second. Sends it long, just inside
Coulson.
the 50. Coulson couldn't grab it. Picking up is Bernhardt. Kick was smothered. Comes out to Joe Caputo now.
Now Sollies can run here.
Puts it out in front of Bonnell, who gathers well.
Fumbles it now, has to gather it again, and does.
Oh,
His
just
handball is
coughed it up,
poor.
though. Terrible.
Panic hand pass from Bonnell has turned the ball over.
They got it back,
Solly's won it
Sollies.
back.
Good reading.
Francis to Redmond to Joe Caputo under pressure.
Does well, though.
Yeah.
Rides the tackle.
Took the bump beautifully.
He did.
Buddy took it well, kept his feet, and they could score from here.
Caleb Head
They're
to
in the right
Seamer.
position
Seamer
now.
drives it forward.
Where's that small crumbing forward?
Gary Warren picks it up for South in defence and has Mark Horner all on his own. Plenty of space, can run it inside 50. The chase from Seamer. Horner sends it to Vinny Urbancic, who can't quite take the mark. It should be in the back.
As you can hear from the South Augusta fans behind us, very unhappy with that. I agree. I think it was a push in the back. We're going to have a stoppage, 40 out, South end. Urbancic gets the tap down. Bonnell fumbles, trying to pick it up, and Seamer takes it and kicks it away down the wing. Contest here, brought to ground. Gary Warren wins it, hands to Will Belitho, who just fumbled it momentarily. Gave it to Harry Holland, who flicks it forward to Daniel Don't. who misses it. Bernhardt picks it up, and he has been tackled very well.
Yep, good tackle.
Holding the ball, and it looks like someone's going on with a little bit.
Bernhardt giving away the free that time. The kick is they're bringing it back. Unluckily for Solly's, because they'd turned the ball over there. But it's going to come back to Billy Joe Russell. Sends it inside 50, all to the pocket. Wide pass for Hamilton. He has to run onto it. Has to beat 2 now. Flicks a hand pass over. Kildare.
South have got the numbers here.
Now to Daniel Doan.
Oh.
Got it to Ackland. Ackland has a shot on goal, and he's kicked it. Josh Ackland gets a big goal for South, and this is a big lead now. 18 points. 6-8-44 to 3-2-20. 24 minutes played in the second on the Trax FM scoreboard.
Not enough pressure coming from Solly's forwards at any stage. They go forward, and that's where South are setting up. Forwards are not putting enough pressure on. They're creating a loose man, and South are capitalising on it. So them forwards from Solly's are going to have to tighten their game up, otherwise it might slip away from them very quickly.
The ball is back in the middle. Downey the tap. Billy Joe Russell has won the free kick. He's going to move it on quickly. Puts it in the path of Hamilton. He grabs it now off the bounce. Wheels around. He might have a shot at goal here. No, he sends it to full forward to the one-on-one. Oh, McKenzie dropped it. But kicks it out of mid-air, and South Augusta are pulling away now. 24-point leaders.
Seems to be limping a bit at the moment for Aaron McKenzie. Doesn't seem very comfortable out there, but has picked up a very important goal for his team. 6-8-44 to 3-2-20. This is a very, very important part of the game here, boys. 24-minute mark, almost 25th minute mark. Probably not too much longer. Do you think about now, Solly's putting one behind the footy, just making sure this lead doesn't get out any further?
Yeah, I would. I'd put one behind. They can't afford to let South kick another goal or two in this little bit of period here. And it's all come in the last 7 or 8 minutes. The dominance is in the midfield.
Kildare tears it out of the middle. Alexander probably should have marked that, but went for the spoil. Has to go and pick it up now. He's wrestling over it with Coulson, and it'll be a ball up there. It's just inside South's forward 50.
Well, I'd probably throw Nibs into ruck for a little while. He can jump. Just get him in the game a little bit.
Bernhardt flicks it back, but Will Belotho grabs it, gets away from his opponent, goes with a higher up and under ball to full forward. Karan McKenzie couldn't quite bring it down. Going off the ground is Urbansic. Daniel Don't couldn't pick it up. Diving on it is Mazzino and forces the ball up.
So danger signs here for the Solomontown Football Club. South pick one up here. It'll be a 5-goal lead going into half-time. Ball up. No ruckman got the better of it there. Solomontown trying to clear it out, unable to do so. They get a handball away. Bierman kicks it, scrubs it really down the middle of the ground. Marcus Caron picks it up, tackled immediately. Ball comes out. It's a scrappy old affair. Harry Holland comes away with it. High up and under kick inside forward 50.
There's the free kicks. 2 free kicks these umpires have missed from high tackles. It's
Oh, and South have picked it up. Billy Joe, he's
he's
5
missed.
metres out and he's missed the goal. You would not believe it.
Missed from the top of the goal square, Billy Joe Russell. And that would have been a massive lead heading into half-time.
I just about put my pen down, boys. You would not expect Billy Joe to miss that, ever.
You wouldn't expect many people to miss them.
So it's a 25-point lead to South Augusta hold. 27-minute mark, not long to go in this second quarter of the 2017 SGL Grand Final. You're listening to us here on Trax FM. Seema to bring it in. Goes short to Alexander, who marks in the pocket. Want to chew up as much time as possible here to get to that siren.
Not a lot on offer for him. Joe Caputo off his wing provides a bit of a lead, but it's a terrible looking kick. That's double D's mark. Moves it inboard quickly.
put this one in your book, boys.
Solomontown there, boys, short kick to the pocket and then only had one option down the field to kick it to, and that was about 70 metres away. Like, there was no one pushing across. Your ball's not going to travel with this wind, and it's resulted in a turnover and a shot on goal with Brendan Coulson, the leading goal kicker of the SGL this year.
I think the siren has gone too, fellas, for half-time. So Brendan Coulson, after the half-time siren, to spread the margin out to 31 points and make it very, very difficult for Solomontown. Kick on the way. He's got it. South Augusta with a dominant second half of that quarter. have spread the lead out to 31 points at the major break. Colson's got 3 now. And South Augusta moved to 7-9-51. Solly's 3-2-20 at half-time on the Tracks FM scoreboard. We'll take a short break and come back with the first half wrap in what is a contest leading the way of South Augusta now. You are listening to Tracks FM Football.
Looking here at the Solomontown forward line, we've got Redmond, Davey and McIntyre ×2 in this forward line as the ball goes up to start the second half. Tap forward by Downey.
That's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly where they went, was that hit zone. So got to cover that hit zone and get some numbers around there.
Solly's come away with it though. Looking for Davey. Davey marks outside 50, forward 50.
As you've said, Jack, you've played in the middle against Downey. He hits the ball to one area 85% of the time. Solly's are going to work out how to stop that.
Davey just dumps along. McIntyre takes an uncontested mark. 20 out, and you will need to go back and put this one through.
Yeah, Travis McIntyre attracted a crowd there and just allowed his brother Scott to float across the front and got an easy mark in the end.
Could be the perfect start for Solomontown in the first minute here of the third quarter.
So a must-kick goal here for McIntyre.
They need to get him more one-on-ones. The other forwards have got to push out and get him one-on-one. He's very strong, so they need to have him more one-on-ones if they're going to kick the ball long.
So McIntyre on the approach. Careful kick. And he's missed it to the near side. So not the start Solly's wanted. 3-3-21, trail South Augusta 7-9-51. 1 minute gone in the third quarter.
So it'll be South to bring it in, taking their time getting this footy.
A little bit of perceived pressure there, you know, needed to score and just wasn't able to execute in the end.
Gary Warren to himself, plays on, has one bounce, has two, has three, coming down to the commentary side of the ground here. Kicks down the wing, looking for a Bancic. It's rolling away. He fumbles it over the line, and we're going to have a throw in about 80 out from Solomontown goal. On the complex side of the oval here at Central Oval in Port Augusta. The two ruckmen, Bernhardt and Downey together. Throw in on the way. 50-50 contest.
Johnson comes away with a quick handball to Redmond. Back to Johnson. Hasn't got a left foot, so just gives a little handball. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be thrown in.
In that last kick out, they allowed South to come out too easy, Ash. They just allowed them to kick themselves and run out and get 50 metres from goal. There was no pressure coming from their forwards at all.
Yeah, forward line's got a forward line pressure. Once it's in there, that's a scoring opportunity, so you've got to keep it in there.
Downey, another decisive tap, gets it going his way. Johnson's first to it, but he overruns the ball.
Lukic with a handball looking for Horner, who can't quite gather. Solomontown 2-on-1 should come away with it, and they do.
Good pressure there by South, but Caleb Head once again, poor kick again, but he's back on it, gathers the ball, handballs to himself. Ball's gone out of bounds and it'll be a throw-in.
It's just like Solomontown to be a bit more direct at the moment with this wind at their back. I mean, sometimes you can get in the habit of just kicking it long, but you think they do need to get that ball inside 50 and give their one-on-ones a chance.
Well, South have got a loose at the moment, so surely you would man that loose player up kicking with the wind.
Ball and Bierman comes away with it, drops it long to that man Stewart, who was in the hole there. Good contest there. Trenton Hall's wrapped up in a tackle and that won't be going anywhere. There'll be a ball up, 45 out from Solly's goal.
Good call, Woody, straight into the game as Zil Stewart the loose.
So I think what's happened there is that Darcy Kildare's pushed out onto the wing and that's allowed
Downey,
Zil Stewart
tap
to
once
get
again.
in.
Quick kick away. Oh, Billy Joe Russell goes in for a hard. Two Solly's blokes jump on top of him. There'll be a ball up. So yeah, Downey just really dominating these rucks today. Once again, gets the tap. This one at times straight to John O'Hayes. Good little bit of working close. Finds a target in Marco Caputo, providing a bit of run from the back line. Goes long looking for McIntyre. It's a 3-on-1 though. South have got the numbers. Falls to Zil Stewart. Quick little handball. That's nice.
Karen looking wide for Gary Warren. Can't get it. Joe Caputo picks it up. Has a shot at the goals. On kick on the way. It's a goal.
It might be just what Solly's need to spark them up in there.
And as Ash just said, they've started to read a little bit of Downey's tap-outs here at the moment. There's another Downey tap-out that went wide, and Solly seem to be in that position. So if they can continue to do that and get forward, then South's backmen are under pressure, and anything can happen.
Very clever play from Jono Hayes there to take the ball and find Marco Caputo. One thing that we haven't seen a lot, boys, is those running half-backs from Solomontown. That's been a feature of their year this year. Get the ball in their running half-backs, use that ball going forward, and obviously resulting in a goal.
Yeah, Cara and McKenzie didn't chase him at all, just let him too much space to work in.
So Downey with a quick kick forward, but it's Mazzino from Solomontown who gets tackled, brought down. Turnover here, and it's Kildare trying to grab it, fumbles it, still after it, gets caught, tackled, handball away. But Solomontown with numbers way
Now
out.
they're getting their numbers.
Marco Caputo with a quick pick, finds his cousin there, Joe Caputo plays on, puts it out in front of Davey. Good spoil there from the south player. Davey gathers, takes the ball over the line though. That'll be a throw in. So,
but again, 1 on 3.
Yeah, 3 on 1. Ash was just about to say that. 3 on 1 again. So the Solly's forwards are not working hard enough.
Just need to get over and help him out. Need some support. We get enough of the ball. We just need a bit of support around him.
Downey unopposed with the tap down to Ackland, but he's wrapped up immediately, and we're going to have another stoppage here. About 70 away from Solomontown goal. 51-27, leading South Augusta leading at the 5-minute mark here. Ball goes up. Downey with a tap down, but it's going to trickle over the line again. Repeat stoppages here. Certainly something that's favouring Souths right now with that clock ticking down. Solomontown need to get that ball forward and put some goals on the board.
Muller in the ruck now against Downey. Muller should be able to use his body here. Ball gets over the back, no one really contests it. That's Ackland again. He's been good today. Caleb Head comes off his line, but the ball's
Karan McKenzie gets it forward, looking for Urbanchich, who drops probably what he should have taken. Both players go hard at the contest. And it looks like Mark Snowden has found a free kick to Urbanchich for a high contact, I'm guessing. It was a pretty hard hit.
Seemed had a red hot crack at him there and just missed him actually.
So it's Urbanchich, about 55 out, going across the face of goal, looking for Horner, but the spoil comes in.
Good shepherd by...
Looks like John O'Hayes there, was it, with a good kick there?
Yeah, and a good shepherd by Beerman allowed that to happen.
Lockie Nibs, one-handed.
Caputo starting to get out there.
He's a good player, this kid. Looks in board, sets a task for Trent Hall, but the ball's going to beat him out of bounds, and they'll be throwing in the forward pocket.
Better transition from Solomontown then, from back to forward very quickly, like we're used to seeing all year, resulting in a stoppage deep in their forward line here.
Just need to back himself in a bit there, Joe, and carry the ball a bit more. Like that kick should have hit the top of the square instead of out of bounds. The percentages, got to play the percentages.
You're dead right, Ash, and the forwards have got to lead to make him kick that ball there too. Them forwards are leading that little short kick into that dead pocket. He's going to honour the lead. They should be pushing themselves at the top of the square and wanting it there.
So from the throw in, we had a ball in, and then basically the bloke picked it up and was tackled, and now we're going to have a repeat stoppage deep in Solomontown's football end. Another scrappy contest. Ball goes out of bounds, going to have another throw in. Again, repeat stoppages. Do we try a third man up in this situation, boys, instead of letting Downey get first hand to it?
Yeah, well, Solly's haven't got a genuine ruckman here at the moment.
There's Downey unopposed, taps it down, but Caputo picks it up. Got rid of it before he was tackled. John O'Hayes gets it on board, snap on goal, and I think it's gone through.
Good quick hands from Trav McIntyre there to find John O'Hayes, and Solly's just keep giving themselves a little glimmer of a chance here.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, just keep chipping away at it, make the most of the opportunities, and some of those where you turn nothing into a goal, they're the bonus ones for you. So.
Absolutely, well called. So it's 7-9-51 South Augusta leading Solomontown 5-3-33, 8-minute mark here in the third quarter of the 2017 SGL Grand Final. Solomontown can do what South did and kick 3 quick ones here, boys. We are back on.
As Ash said a minute ago, with their forwards not being at the contest, this time that contest there where they scored that goal from, they had 3 or 4 at the contest.
So Trav McIntyre
makes all defenders accountable.
Balls move forward, and Trent Hall takes a good grab overhead there. Nice looking kick by Ashley Johnson there. We don't see too many of them out of Ash, but Trent Hall's done well and taking a good strong grab overhead, and he'll have a shot from about 25 out there, slide angle.
And Travis McIntyre got the centre clearance there. It's he hasn't had a real influence on the game. We certainly need lift for him. He's the one that can get in and under and dish it out to those runners.
This is his first kick for goal for the day, Trent Hall, so he has to take advantage of it.
Looks right off the point.
Yeah, he's done it.
These posts are moving that much, you don't know whether the ball's in them or not, boys.
Actually, in watching under 18s, buddy, I thought they were going to join at the top there at one stage.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how much they're moving around. But yeah, Solly's 3 goals in a row. I think they hadn't strung back-to-back goals together all day, and now they've kicked 3 in a row. And just the answer Chris Polo would have asked for them. So South 7-9-51. Lead Solly 6-3-39. That's a 12-point margin. 9.5 minutes gone in the third quarter.
They need a clearance here, Ash. Another clearance to put the South defenders under pressure.
So we're back here in the middle.
Muller's just changed the angle up a little bit here.
He has a bit, hasn't he?
Trying to, but then didn't go for it.
Beerman, though, comes away with a quick kick on the left
front,
there.
Yep.
Yeah, good work.
Harry Holland takes the ball.
Had a good season, the lad.
Looking for Tom Hamilton, who gets the ball. Bit of a don't argue. Gives to Josh Ackland. A left footer, but uses his right on this occasion. And it's picked off. What a grab there by Seamer.
Finally backs himself in and takes a good one. So Seamer should move it long down the line. He's looking inboard.
Not a lot of movement.
He's found one there. He's looking for Trav McIntyre. Takes the grab.
Travis Ashley said he's getting back into the game a bit here.
McIntyre, is that a good kick or not?
Looking for Corey Davey, who's picked it up.
Corey
he goes
Davey.
lateral to Joe Caputo, who's going to mark on about the 50 line. Has he got the distance in him, boys, with the wind at his back?
He's certainly got the distance, but it's a very difficult kick today. Even the ball drop's hard to do today.
I think you're still in this situation in a grand final. You back your gun players to take that ownership.
The shot. You're dead right.
Take the shot. So it's Joe Caputo. We're about 55 out. Kick on the way. It's long. It's high. It's travelling. It's going to be just short, just through for a behind. So it's 7-9-51. South Augusta leading Solomontown 6-4-40.
That was a situation where Muller should have come back and stood down in that goal square contest, and he stood in the middle of the ground. He's got to work to him wherever he goes and just run with him. Don't allow him to get into the situation where he could have marked that ball and stopped the score. And there was another easy kick out because the forwards are not putting pressure on. South are turning it over. But
so it was Gary Ryan with a kick to Craig Shirley, who was called to play on by the umpire and kicked it long, and it travelled over a pack and out of bounds. A throw up. Sorry, a ball in 70 metres out from Solomontown goal here. It's going to be Downey and Muller.
The 2 kick-outs, Ash, have come too easy, haven't they? Both kick-outs that have happened, Solly's allowed South to come out too easy.
Yeah, just sitting back off the
contest.
contest.
It's got over the top of everyone. The ball's still in contact. Oh, it should have been a head-high tackle, and it has been paid. John O'Hay's done really well. Did duck the head into it, but
through the tackle,
you can't hit the player in the head, regardless of how much they duck.
He's lifted, John O'Haynes. He's lifted in this quarter.
Yeah, it's been the Solly midfield that have sort of dragged them back into the game. The rucks are certainly contesting well with Downey.
Yeah, we look at it now, all the South midfielders are still back in that centre square. They haven't come out of there yet, so.
And that's what they need, their small brigade of the key, Sollies. They need to get them around the footy and get enough of it.
He struck it nicely.
It's a goal to Solomontown. John O'Hayes, his second for the quarter. That takes our scoreboard to 7-9-51. South Augusta leading Solomontown 7-4-46. So the first 12.5 minutes of this quarter, boys, been dominated by Solomontown and see themselves 5 points behind after being 31 points down at half time.
The South back line, a few hands on hips and starting to look around a little bit there.
So it comes back to South. Can they answer? Downey has had his hand on just about every first ball, but hasn't found his midfielders this quarter. South need to respond here. Ball back in the middle. It's Muller and Downey. Downey goes with a big round arm, gets it out wide to Azil Stewart, who fumbles, and Travis McIntyre gets his head ripped off.
Again.
So it's going to be Solomontown heading inside 50 again.
Moves it quickly to Mazzino. Mazzino just hacks the ball. Lucky bounce here though. It's
Caleb Ritter takes it, drops it.
John O'Hayes, clever little handball there, puts Ash Johnson under tremendous pressure. Oh, and he's been played holding the ball. Probably had his head ripped off with that second tackle there, but.
That's Liam Bury.
I'm not sure that was the right option there by John.
I agree with you.
He had numbers inside, and
they should have went inside.
Probably not the preferred kicker that you want in that situation. So.
Good tackle by Redmond, but South get the ball away. Malera, here he comes. He's been quiet this quarter.
Ooh.
Trent Hall drops what he should have taken.
Abancic gets it away, looking
Shepherd
for Downey. It's a scrappy game here. Lukic picks it up. He's got a player over the top in Horner. Horner chasing it loose ball. Fumbles what he should have got.
South are taking their eye off the contested ball.
Solly's getting numbers around the footy. You know, they're worrying them. They're not giving them space to work in. So
Whistle on play and the ball's been called out of bounds.
Just as you said, Ash, that ball should have come back in board. They had 3 players there, took the wrong option, and the ball's come out of their forward line.
Alexander
got
comes
it back.
away with it. Burst and clear.
That's the perfect
long,
kick.
but it's all
Marcus Carron plugged himself in the hole. Not a good thing to do when you've got McIntyre behind you charging out, but he takes the chest mark.
Corey Davies should have drifted across a little bit there, I thought.
And Marcus is going to go. Ooh, he's going to take on McIntyre. He's in a bit of trouble.
He's gone.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. So what's happened here, ladies and gentlemen, as you've probably heard behind me, is Marcus Carron probably not the smooth-moving defender you'd want with the ball, but he's tried to take on McIntyre. What can be best described as maybe a slight jumper tackle for half a second. The umpire has decided that that would be holding the ball. Very strange decision.
I think you call that a half a tackle.
I've called him going very early because I thought Scotty McIntyre was going to wrap him up, but you're dead right. Scotty laid about a finger and a half on him.
But again, Marcus didn't need to put himself under that pressure. You know, just go back, look wide, take it out wide, use the safety of the boundary. There's
So
no
Scotty
need to take
McIntyre,
he's got it.
taking the kick and he's kicked the goal.
To the
and
silent.
the captain hit the lead.
As you would have heard, we are up here in the South Augusta footy rooms, and you would have heard the just bemusement of the South Augusta fans at that decision. And obviously, as the goal was kicked, absolute silence up here. They're stunned.
So dead right. 2 bad decisions there. Marcus is to play on, and the umpires to play that holding the ball. But Solomontown, the beneficiary.
As a player and as 2 coaches sitting here, we'd like some of them free kicks every week, Ash, wouldn't you?
Especially if
in
you're
your
full
forward
50.
line.
That's
Front of
it.
goals.
That's it.
So
You'd
back
love
in the
that.
centre, Solomontown with a 1-point lead. Tap goes forward. John O'Hayes with a handball, looking for
Jono's been good this
Caputo.
quarter.
Caputo looking long, looking for
Good.
McIntyre. One-on-one with Shirley. It comes out the back.
Over the back.
Collins takes it and rushes it through for a behind. That is allowed in this competition. There is no deliberate rushing of the behind, so it'll be Craig Shirley to bring it in.
We really do need to get rid of that one, don't we, boys, though, and adopt that rule.
I think so, buddy. I agree.
It's a poor look. So, yeah, South to bring the ball back in.
Craig Shirley goes long down the middle, finds Billy Joe Russell, who takes
Pretty lucky there with that kick.
the mark. Pretty poor defence by Solomontown. Billy Joe looking wide, but it's a poor kick and read well by Bierman.
I'm just looking at it, Ash. I reckon down here starting to tire. They're running him around. They're rotating the 2 ruckmen and pushing him out of the game, and he's chasing Guernseys at the moment. So he's
In these conditions,
he
it's gonna
needs.
be
I
hard.
think he needs a change. They
Pretty
need to
hot
rest him.
conditions, yeah.
Solly's move the ball in the middle. Burnell's got the ball in his hands. Just kicks it long.
Perhaps change it up, put Vinny in there for 5 minutes, give him a spell.
Or
something like
Collins, who's
They
been on the
brought
bench a
Collins
lot.
on, so maybe that is their plan.
So it's South coming wide, and it is that man Abancic. Marks it out on the far wing. He wants to play on. He wheels and goes. Takes on Bierman on the mark. They should be holding the ball, shouldn't it, fellas?
Based on the last one.
But he plays on anyway, and he goes inside forward 50. And it is
grab.
Karan McKenzie, who's been quiet today, carrying a bit of an injury. He looks to play on. Dances around his man on the mark. Pulls the trigger from 50. It's swinging with that wind. And it's Brendan Colson underneath. Takes a mark, kicks a goal. South Augusta get a steadying one into the wind. A very much needed goal for them. It'll be 8-9-57. South Augusta leading Solomontown 8-5-53. So South with a 4-point lead, 17-minute mark in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, again, just that pressure. They allowed Vinny to run on there when he shouldn't have been able to get free. Not enough pressure on the mark. And again, not enough help around. The Solly guys didn't help him enough, and that allowed him to get the ball inside and get a direct passage to goal.
No one come and cut his angle off. He took the mark. The man on the mark didn't cut the angle, and the other bloke around it didn't cut any angle, so he could.
Yeah, we hope Solly's don't think they've done enough here because this is what happened. A fortnight ago, Solomontown hit the lead and then South answered with 8 goals straight. So, probably more than that, was 11 straight.
So it's South going forward again. Lukic trying to chase a loose ball inside forward 50 from the stoppage. Solomontown getting numbers back. Scrappy footy, and it looks like we're going to have a stoppage. At about the 50 mark of the South Augusta forward line, a big 10 minutes of footy will be played here before 3/4 time.
A little bit more urgency there from the South players. The goal might have sparked them up a little bit. They just seem to be working a little bit harder than what they were.
Solly's come away with it though. Caleb Head puts a little kick out in front of Redmond. Redmond takes a good grab there.
He's got Bierman on. Goes in that direction.
Bierman spills it, but Davies roving the ball there, comes away with it, just pops it over the shoulder, but just goes over the head of
Banchis drops a chest mark, which he should have taken. Looks like he's gone behind the footy, boys. McIntyre shovels it out.
Little handball there to Bierman. Bierman puts his head down, he's tackled, and that'll be a ball up.
What do you think?
Yeah, they did that last week. The last time they played, that Vinny pushed back into the back lines there just for a little while to shore things up a little bit.
So, stoppage, 50 metres out from Solomontown goal.
Downey uncontested again.
Gives a handball to Malira with a grubber kick going forward, read by Seamer, who fumbles the handball. 4-2 in favour of Solomontown, and they will come away with it.
That's a perfect kick if they got numbers.
Oh,
he's dropped what he should have taken there.
Collins drops the mark on Corey Davey. Daniel Doan picks it up, a little kick forward. Harry Holland probably didn't go hard enough, but now has it. Coming around towards the complex boundary. Kick smothered on the way. Bennell and Bury see it out of bounds. We're going to have a stoppage 50 metres out in front of the Solomontown faithful, who are up and about at the moment.
Young Breton, Bennell's getting a bit of the ball, but he's fumbling and just rushing. He's not composed when he's around the ball. He needs to compose himself because he's getting in good positions.
He's in the side for his cleanness when he has got ball in hand. So yeah, we'll certainly need to fix that. But this game certainly lifted in the last 5 minutes. South have responded to that early onslaught from Solly's.
So from the ball in, we've got another repeat stoppage here, 50 metres out. Ball will be thrown up. It's Downey against McIntyre, which is very strange. Who comes away to Caleb Ritter, who weaves through traffic, finds Malira. That running man takes a bounce. Not a lot of space. Handballs really to no one in particular. Solomontown get there.
Slaps it back. Bennell in for it. Ball spills out. Trent Hall fighting for it.
Jason Lukic picks it up. Dispossessed in the tackle. Kick comes out and it's marked by a Solomontown forward.
Nice grab there by Francis. Francis generally uses the ball well.
It's got to be a
It's got to
free.
be a front-on tackle there.
Liam Bury giving away the free. No eyes on the footy. Took out Travis McIntyre, who has the free here. 50 out, Solomontown's
He needs to get to the goal square.
He's got Joe Caputo long, but he's taken
The poor kick.
It's a strange option.
Yeah, strange option completely.
I think he saw the goals and felt the wind at his back and thought he had it in him, and kicking it too hard, tugs it to the near side and out of bounds on the full. No score. Craig Shirley to bring it in. 21-minute mark gone. He goes short. Billy Joe Russell slips over momentarily, but now chases it, grabs it, kicks down towards the wing, looking for Malira, but spoiled out of bounds by Mazzino.
Simon Zeno's done the Malera there, boys, so he'll certainly stick to his task there.
Probably not having the impact he had 2 weeks ago, Malira, is he?
Oh, certainly not. He's only had about 5 bounces a day.
Billy Joe Russell's come up with a cramp or a crooked knee.
Oh, yeah.
It's a situation.
Stoppage, McIntyre.
Tackled by two South players. Oh, they've played a hole in the ball.
That might be the even upper, boys. So it's Josh Ackland, who's been a little bit quiet this quarter after a very good first half. Kicking long, looking for a Banchich, one-on-one against Alexander. No one really put a hand up, and it drifts over the back where Bernhard chases. He gets dispossessed in the tackle, and the ball is out of bounds, about 60 out from South Augusta goal.
Ash, I can't understand why they're allowing Downey in their forward, in Solly's forward structure, to take the throw-ins and throw-ups on
his own.
On his own. It's
yeah, I mean, if you're going to let him hit it, you've got to set up
That's
so
right.
that at least it goes to you. You know, you should have one extra if no one's jumping with him.
Gibbs does well there. Gets a quick handball away to Johnson. Johnson quick hands there to Francis. Francis normally a good
nice
deliverer of the ball, but he's just cooked this one a little bit, and that's gone out. Just bounced in play before it's gone out, so it'll be a throw in Solly's right-hand forward pocket, or left-hand.
Just rushed it a little bit there. It was low percentage. You need to back himself and run and carry a bit and get it on the top of the goal square.
Goals could have even been an option then, boys.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a throw in.
Jack Newred would have had a crack at the goals.
he has a crack from anywhere.
I would have had a look at him.
Anywhere,
I would have had a look at him.
Shoot on sight, Jack.
So the tap comes out. Gary Warren, the recipient, looking down the wing, but it's cut off by Solomontown.
Young head. That's Tom. Goes long. Not a great looking kick.
Corey Davey with the crumbs to John O'Hayes.
Oh, very good.
He's clever again.
Brilliant
to
kick.
Marco Caputo. Marco thought about playing on there, but he's
Again,
what's that, 35 out there?
Calran McKenzie sitting back in the middle of the field, didn't chase his opponent down.
John O'Hayes, boys, he's been outstanding this quarter.
Yeah, he's certainly dragged the Cats back into it along with Travis McIntyre, who's lifted big time.
Well, as Ash said, or somebody said, they needed their half backs to start running, and they're doing that now, and they're creating with their South.
Shocking kick by Marco Caputo.
Hey, that has come off his knee, fair dinkum. Lockie Nibbs with a handball. Trent Hoare in the pocket, snap over the shoulder, it's across the face and out of bounds on the full.
This is where Solly's have got to be quick to set up here.
They do. They
Be
do.
very quick, because this is where South get out. Ritter's on his own. They've got 2 or 3 loose.
So it's Craig Shirley to bring it in again. That man who's been in charge of most of their kick-ins for the day when Gary Warren hasn't been there. Not a lot of options, just going to pump it long down the back flank. Big contest. Joe Caputo sits under and takes pretty much an uncontested mark, which is quite strange in the given situation. He's going to look long, not many options. Pumps it to the top of the goal square, looking for the 2 McIntyres.
Scotty
Dropped by
hits the pack
Scott.
hard.
They've got numbers here, Solly's.
Solly's got the numbers at the ball, but
Oh,
great tackle.
What a tackle.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, you can't
No,
play
no,
It was a great tackle, but it didn't need to be rewarded with a hold of the ball.
no. No prior at all.
Yep.
But it's Downey who
Solly's need to be aware he doesn't kick the footy.
he gives it to Azil Stewart running past. He's going to switch it. Not sure if that's
he's
on. It's a
missed the
shocking
target
kick.
there. Francis gathers. Good. He's dispossessing the
There's
tackle.
holding the ball in. One was the same a minute ago.
Francis once again go back in there. Davey ripped off the ball, gets his kick away.
And Craig
Grab
Shirley
there by
takes
Craig
a mark
Shirley.
one-on-one against McIntyre. Shirley's
again.
going to come up the complex end, which is a strange decision.
Ball gets blown his ball with the breeze there.
looking for
Malera
Downey.
gathers.
Malera gets it. He drops it
that's
in the
holding the ball
tackle.
this time,
Holding the ball to Solomontown. Mazzino with the tackle.
Good pressure by Solly's, because he likes to run, so they're stopping him from running.
Zeno just goes long looking for McIntyre.
Lockie
Rose
Nibbs with
by
the
Lockie
crumb.
Nibbs. Jags across his body and he's kicked that. And the Cats are back in front. South 8-9-57. Trail Solomontown 9-5-59.
Yeah, Lockie Nibbs having had a lot of it, but just good front and centre there. Got front and centre and opened the goal face up. He was able to score, so well done.
As you said, Ash, top of the square, put pressure on the defender, have the numbers there to crumb it, and a goal will come. The defenders are looking at one another at the moment, pointing to see who's standing who. They've just got them under a little bit of pressure at the moment, the defence. They've brought Sam Maul on.
So ball back in the centre. 26 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Says second on the scoreboard, but we know it's the third. So
Tap comes down. Kildare gets it. He looks for
a couple of South Blokes running
Karan
by another, but they
McKenzie.
still come away with it.
Karan looking long into the south four line. Obanchich is under it. He can't quite collect it. The ball spills to the ground.
Seamer that is with it. Gets a quick handball away to Mazzino. Quick kick there. But it's only Southies this one. Caleb Head gathers.
Oh.
Could have been paid holding the ball when he
It
was.
was.
It was paid by the guy that probably was in the best position to see
So
that.
it's Darcy Kildare with the tackle. He's going to look short inside 50. Took a bit off it, and it has been picked off by Alexander, I think.
Yeah, I think he called his teammate out there by the look of that to take that mark.
Can Solomontown put another one on the board before the end of this third quarter? They lead by 2 points in the SGL 2017 Grand Final on Trax FM.
So Alexander goes long down the outer side. Now Mark's taken in front there.
But a free kick's been paid.
It's a free, was it?
Caleb Head. So just chopping the arms, I think he's paid.
So Caleb Head will go long with that left foot.
There's the siren, boys.
Yep, didn't think anyone was going to contest that ball.
So the siren for three-quarter time in the 2017 SGL Grand Final. We have Solomontown 9-5-59 leading South Augusta 8-9-57. They were down by 31 points at half-time and now lead by 2. Albeit they did have probably what is best described as a 4 or 5 goal wind at their back. Have they got enough on the board to keep South quiet? You think they're going to need to kick some goals in this last quarter. We might take a quick break and come back with a wrap and the final quarter. Ball up. Fourth quarter, SGL 2017 Grand Final. Bernhardt with a tap down. It's Caputo.
Quick kick off the ground.
Comes out to
Nibbs
front.
gets a quick hand. No, it was Davey with the quick handball. Solly's drive the ball forward.
Ooh, marked on the line by Craig Shirley.
It wasn't read well by McIntyre, was it? He went to the wrong side.
Would have been a dream start. It was heading through, but that wind holding it up on the end. Craig Shirley goes long with a bit of a mongrel kick. Down he flies, but not taken. And the mark's taken by Bernhardt.
So Bernhardt should drive it back in there.
Can Solomontown get an early goal here into the win?
Taking his time looking for a target, just elects to go long. Is that Scott McIntyre at the front of the ball there?
He's picked
Gets
it.
a quick kick away, but it's a South Augusta player on the line. Who's
Gary
that coming
Warren.
away?
Gary Warren.
It was really good a fortnight ago too, Gary.
Kick not so good for Malira, who picks it up now and gets away. He's on the run. Kicks it up the line in search of Mark Horner. He has to beat Caleb Head. It spills past the both of them. And finds the ball in the hands of Malira. Feeds it out to Billy Joe Russell, who has a go to the goal square. One-on-one Hamilton and Seamer. Spills over the boundary line into the forward pocket for South Augusta in the opening 2 minutes of the final quarter.
Solly's forwards have gone forward twice this quarter, and both times they've had no one in the goal square to cover that little quick kick out. They may have scored 2 points, but it was score and put South under pressure, and they can't come out easily. So somebody has to stay at home and make that a better contest for them.
Tapped by Bernard there, finds Joseph Caputo on the run. Joseph Caputo just thumps it forward. Set the task for young Nibsy there. Young Nibs with those quick basketball hands, but it's picked off.
Harry Holland, who takes a bounce. Grubbers one down the field. Caputo again. He's been in it this last quarter. Handball's back to Seamer.
Seamer's got that lovely left foot.
Yeah,
uses
and
it
he's used it
kick
well.
Too. But that's a good mark there.
Harry Holland, one of the young up-and-coming players of the SGL, picks off a mark. Looks short down the wing, looking for Ackland, and he's got him on centre wing here. He plays on, rolls onto his left with a short kick to Marcus Karen, who just bombs it deep inside forward 50. And Vinio Bancic has been able to take the mark against Alexander, and he gives Rob Alexander just a little bit of a touch on the head with the footy, saying, "I beat you then, son." So it's Vinio Bancic, what some people describe, and I think what he self-describes as the most hated player in the SGL. Not sure if you want that tag, but he welcomes it. Will be having a shot for the first score in the last quarter. About 30 out, not much angle.
I didn't use the word hated, Jack, I just said disliked.
Yeah. He's making memes about it, so if he's self-proclaiming it, I think we can use it. So Bancic on the way. Kick, he's bending it, he's hoping it to get back, it gets through for a goal. So it's South Augusta drawing the first blood of this final quarter. They retake the lead, 9-9-63 to Solomontown, 9-5-59.
I just thought when they come out of the fence and Sollies, they didn't probably go wide enough to that boundary line. They were a little bit too fat, Jack, coming inboard. They should have kept that ball probably to where the toilets are over on the left, on our southern side of the ground, and use that to our advantage, reset and get another play.
I also think you can't let someone as good as Josh Ackland take the ball, play on and chip a ball 30 metres inside. You need to close him down on the mark and make him kick long down the line.
So South Augusta now with a 4-point lead as the ball is tossed up in the middle. Tapped down by Downey. Beerman tracking it. Overrunning it was...
Oh, and that man, Malira, here he
gives to
comes.
Malira. He takes a bounce, gives the hands, trying to get it back. Horner goes for Kildare, who falls over. Horner dives back in.
There by Trav McIntyre.
That was probably a free kick early in the third quarter, or midway through the third quarter, tackles like that.
When they were calling them wrong, yes, dead right.
Got a stoppage 50 out from South's goal. Bernhardt with a tap down, and Solly's come away with it.
Bernhardt's rucked very well in the last quarter and a bit.
So no mark taken there in the 2-on-2, and the players dive on it for a ball up.
Is Muller on the ground? Was he?
I don't think he is, and I haven't seen a lot of Hurd. He did come into the game under a bit of a hamstring cloud.
Maybe going with a small forward line this quarter.
Downey with a big punch to Kildare, but his arm's been caught and that's holding the ball.
Yeah. Great tackle there by Trav McIntyre.
Advantage paid.
Francis moves it on to Johnson now, just outside the 50. He might run it in. He goes with the precision pass. It was smothered though, I think. Redmond picks it up, flicks it back to Francis. He goes out wide to Marco Caputo. He takes the mark. He's held up by Gary Warren.
Thought about running on, but Gary wrapped him up.
Francis was my early call as the match winner, and he's had a very, very good 3 and a bit quarters so far.
Kick there from Caputo.
Craig Shirley probably wins the better of that one-on-one and sees it out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw in deep in the Solomontown forward line. Can they get a goal here and wrestle back the lead?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Braden Francis, Woody, not just today, but over the last couple of weeks. Played some good footy.
Once again, Downey uncontested. But Solly's with the ball in hand. Quick little kick finds Joe Caputo. About 60 out from goal. Should just really drive it to the goal square, boys.
He's going to back himself in here. I think he's...
Okay.
Man on the mark is right on the paint there on the 50.
Tell you what they've done, Solly's quite well in the third quarter in this quarter. They've made the South defenders and midfielders push hard forward to stop that extra player, and it's put them under a bit of pressure.
Joe Caputo's kick. He's caught the goal. Solomontown back in front.
50 out into the wind. Joe Caputo sinks the slipper. It helicopters a bit, but finds its way through the sticks. And Solomontown retake the lead, 10-5-65 to South Augusta 9-9-63. An incredible goal by Joe Caputo, who's really lifted in the second half.
What that should do is give them a bit of self-belief, buddy, that wind's not going to stop you from scoring.
Correct.
It's get it inside 50, go back, waste a bit of time and have another shot.
Ball up in the middle. There's been a whistle. I think a South Augusta player might have gone in, so Bernhardt will get the easy free kick and hopefully drive them inside 50 again.
Bernhardt in the middle of the ground.
Not sure what to do with it, so off to go short, and it's a bad option.
Where the midfielders running past for the handball.
Ackland picks that off. Ackland looking for someone to move for him now, finds a Bancic out on that wing.
So it's a Bancic on the wing. He's got Karan McKenzie making a lead, but he doesn't want to go there. He looks longer for Billy Joe. Mazzino, Seamer coming back. Ball goes over the top of that pack. Seamer's chasing it. Rolls onto that left foot.
He's got head if he wants to use him. Looks
Across
longer and finds Bierman. Bierman, lovely little gather there. It was a very difficult ball that bounced at his knees. Gets the handball to Caleb Head, who's fumbled it.
Darcy
out now with the ball. Darcy Kilday
had an airy off the stick. Gives it to Malira. Malira 50 out.
He'll back himself in here, boys.
He straightens, but Seamer's sitting underneath it. Takes a very important mark for Solomontown.
Yeah, tumbling punt there from Clayton Malira. Finds Seamer at fullback. Goes with the short option.
To Johnson.
He's been very good, Seamer.
Oh.
Extremely good.
Yep.
And that man Hayes, who got them going in the third quarter.
The ruckmen need to push to the boundary.
Yep.
And Hayes really had nothing to kick to, pretty much to space. He's going to track out of bounds now.
Oh, gee.
Finally got there in the end after the efforts of Kilday to keep it in. So we're going to have a stoppage. Centre wing.
Bernhardt's got to work Downey more across the ground and have a spell, bring Muller on and keep working Downey until he can't run anymore.
Correct.
So ball in.
We've got a grand final on our hands
need to
here.
recall that.
Yeah, that's a terrible throw-in. That's terrible umpiring, full stop.
I think when the players stop, the ball needs to be thrown back in. But the umpire let it go, and we're going to have a stoppage again. Bierman tackled. So ball in, about 60 out from South Augusta goals, right next to the scoreboard.
8 minutes played, Solly's lead it by 2 points. The ball goes up, Downey tapped down to Ackland, but he's wrapped up by Redmond and holding the ball.
Good tackle by the two Solly players there.
Didn't dispose of it.
Head gives him a lead. Redmond puts it out in front of him. Just get there, just inside the boundary line. So Tommy Head comes in board, dumps it long down the line there, looking for his teammate. Oh, I'm not sure which one it was. Harry Holland comes away with it.
Chips inside. Malira's got it. Dangerous in this situation. He chips over to Ackland, hard running, rolls onto that left, looking for Colson, one-on-one against Mudge.
Oh,
there's a free kick paid. Free kick was paid to Colson for, I'm not sure why, but he received a free kick. Billy Joe took the advantage. Billy Joe Russell ran into an open goal, kicked the goal. Not sure what that free kick was for, boys.
Pitted all right wrong there.
I thought Mud's done everything right, so it may be, I can't say that I suppose, but we'll allow that as a hometown
I think that's
decision.
the evener upper for that tackle on Marcus Carron before, boys. So we see here that South Augusta retake the lead 10-9-69 to Solomontown, 10-5-65, just into the 10-minute mark here of this final quarter of the 2017 SGL Grand Final. You're listening to Tracks FM.
We've got a grand final on our hands here. The top two sides all year, Solomontown and South Augusta.
So ball back in the middle. Muller's come back into the ruck now. Solly's really swinging these ruck changes now. Trying to work Downey over. Muller goes early, but Downey gets a tap, but Solly's come away with the ball. Redmond misses the target. Picked up by Bierman, goes on his left. Big Carl Muller with a bit of a run, yeah. Exactly, dumps it long. Looking for Young Head. Young Head works his way to the front. That's Nibs with the ball. Just thumps it around his body. McIntyre in a one-on-one, and he's taken the grab. Thought about playing on, but fell over. So that halted any thoughts of playing on.
And as we said, Buddy, that's what they need to do. Get the ball to the top of the square, have belief the ball's going to carry 50 metres, stay in that area.
I think Cole Muller might need a spell after that one, boys. I don't think I've seen him move that quickly this year, but
he's only been on for about 19 seconds.
I think he would have thought, oh, it's set up for me perfectly here. I'm going to back myself in and go for a run as we see Scott McIntyre come in to put Solly's back in front. Comes in and he's missed it.
Oh, no. Didn't look good off the boot. So Solly's 10-6-66, trail south 10-9-69, and that could be a crucial miss in this game, boys.
He's missed 2 from close out, McIntyre. I think 1 in the third as well. So a couple of big let-offs. Gary Warren is going to bring it in for South. Looking long with this breeze at his back.
Oh, how far did it go over the line?
He's looking for Downey and Muller. Muller with a spoil.
Does well.
Slips out the back and it'll go out of bounds.
I reckon he kicked that ball. When he kicked out, he was a metre over the line.
Yeah, we may be 190 metres away, but we've got a reason. We're looking straight down the barrel here, and yeah, he was certainly over the line.
The goal square is all sand, so he wasn't standing in his sand when he kicked
the grass, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Bennell feeds it through to Caputo, goes for the pinpoint pass for Head, bounces just in front of him. Nice pickup though.
As well, the young
He's
fella.
tackled and that'll be holding the ball. They're going to take advantage here, Souths. Stewart feeds it out.
Will need to work hard here.
Kildare.
Uncharacteristic fumble, but luckily gets the recovers. Trav McIntyre's tracked it back. And
backed up really well there and put on a good shepherd.
Beerman on the left. Clever little kick.
Oh, he's hurt himself, Joe
Got
Caputo.
tunneled there, Joe Caputo, didn't he?
Yes, I think he might have too, buddy.
Hayes with the quick kick. Gets it inside. McIntyre held without the ball. But
yes, the umpire agrees.
Been paid.
Good decision, buddy. Good call.
Oh, might be one-eyed, mate.
He's appealing for him. What a shame Wall on a fifth-day pitch here, but
I could call him when it's for us.
Mick Carinat isn't able to watch right now, so we don't have the South Augusta influence on the bench here.
Or his right-hand man. I don't know where DC is.
He's hiding with DC out the back.
So it's McIntyre. Missed one from about 10 out before. This one more about 40 out on the way in. An important goal needed. Kick on the way. Looks like it's hooking.
On the near side as well.
And that's a behind. So Solomontown draw closer, but it's South Augusta 10-9-69. Solomontown 10-7-67. 12.5 minutes gone. Gary Warren plays on, looking for Darcy Kildare, who drops what he should have taken. Held up in the tackle, dropped the footy, holding the football.
Good tackle there. Travis McIntyre's lifted it at the start of this last quarter. Plays on quickly, a quick handball to Joe Caputo. Back to Trav McIntyre. Trav dumps it long inside 50, but it's all South back there.
Another defender's playing in front. Come on, forwards.
There's that Ackland. He's been good. He's been very good.
Goes out to Marcus Kerrin just outside the defensive 50. A wobbly ball up the wing. Azil Stewart tried to mark, couldn't. Good effort there from Joe Caputo.
Drags the ball underneath Azil Stewart, so still hasn't come out, but the umpire will ball it up now.
Tell you what, Joe Caputo's had a fair bit of him in this last quarter, boys.
Certainly has.
Leaving the last half, Jack. He was very good in the third quarter as well.
Muller got the tap this time. Should be high tackle.
Certainly was.
This bloke has certainly lifted. He has changed the game.
Trav McIntyre it is, goes up the line.
Been terrific.
It's got to be a free kick. There's a holding free kick there.
Bredder's held onto him there.
Yeah. Knew he couldn't turn because he got to turn and circle the Queen to Mary, so he had to stop play.
John A. Hayes looks him board. Oh, he's turned the ball over though. Terrible kick.
Lukic takes a mark.
Meanwhile, Mark Horner's coming limping off the ground here. He doesn't look too flash. And he's out on the far wing.
Could be a hamstring or an ankle, not sure. Lukic looking for a Bancic. 1 on 2.
When Trav McIntyre dived in low there, he's crashed into Horner's legs.
As Beerman picks it up, centre wing looks inboard. Finds Redmond.
He finds space, this lad. I don't know why South haven't probably put somebody to run with him a little bit in this quarter.
Probably hides in the grass
They
blades,
can't see him, that's right. He finds Joe Caputo again. Joe Caputo drops it, but he recovers. Goes with a driving low kick.
Kerrin playing in front.
South player though, yeah, well done by young Kerrin.
Handball smothered, but it's going to come to Luke.
Just no numbers.
Vinio, Bancic and Alexander. Big one-on-one. Alexander gets it, drops it.
That
should
tackle.
Takes on the ground when he didn't have it.
A very clever play by Ron Alexander. He had possession, allowed it to be knocked out and just shepherded off, and Vinny just threw him to the ground.
Yeah.
Certainly a free kick.
So not real clever on Vinny's behalf there, but
what's that kick?
That's not a great kick.
Lukic was preparing for contact, it didn't come, and it caused him to drop the mark, and it'll be a ball up as the result.
Almost thought there was a whistle there, lads, because no one went for the footy.
Needed some communication. You had Downey there. Just let him run and take the mark.
Players look like they're pretty out on their feet here. 15-minute mark of the last quarter.
It is a warm day here in Port Augusta.
Muller got the tap down and then did the roving, got a kick away. Francis tracking it, but it might go over the boundary line, although it stayed in for now.
Francis does well, puts the pressure on the South player there, and that'll be another ball up. So where are we to there? About 65 out from Solly's goal.
Come on, Ryan Saraceni, the runner, just drop back over to the other side and fill a hole up. That's what I would be instructing my runner to do.
That's what.
Muller got the tap again this time. Downey is being beaten at the moment in the ruck. As we have another ball up.
Solly's have got on top in that part of the game. They probably haven't capitalised on the scoreboard through that.
Yeah, those couple missed opportunities.
16 minutes played in the last quarter. South by 2 points in the grand final. Downey wins the tap this time with a big punch, and it goes out of bounds.
Did they go out of bounds?
That's on the full, I reckon. Come up with Southie boot.
Hit it. I think it might have been from the tap, was it?
No,
it's going to be a ball in.
Oh, every decision now becomes vitally important to this game. 2 points separating the two best teams of the year.
Beerman might have been just trying to con the umpires there, I think, boys.
So the throw-in comes. Muller with a bit of a volleyball dig there over his own head.
It's going to go to Lukic. Playing in front was just held on to. Playing in front, simple things in grand finals can win your games. So it's Lukic taking the ball from the half-back line. He plays on quickly, looking down the wing for Hamilton in a one-on-one. Spilled to the ground. Hamilton recovers, and he's got a bit of space now in front of him. He takes off, looks for a bench. Oh!
Nothing in that, boys. Just looked worse than it was. So Alexander takes a relieving kick. Johnson's dropped it. He's been put under pressure, but there'll be a ball up. So lucky there for Solly's to get away with that one.
Yeah, I think he had it spent before he got it, Buddy. He was ready. He was looking to see where he could put it.
Downey the tap to Hamilton. He sends it inside 50. Coulson and Mudge in the one-on-one. Mudge got the spoil. Don't with the crumb.
Double D.
And he's kicked the goal.
Daniel Doan picks up a crumbing ball. There was two South Augusta players there at the front of the pack. He picks it up, kicks truly, and puts South up by 7 points. 17-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
8
points up. My apologies, Patrick.
No worries.
But that's a real dagger in the back of Solomontown. They've had a lot of the play in this last quarter, but just haven't been able to score.
Yeah, really disappointing for Solomontown to let that goal through. Daniel Doan hasn't seen a lot of it, but Bob's up in probably the most important part of the game to kick a goal. 8 points the lead to South.
Almost 18 minutes gone. Ball back in the centre.
Malira
chasing
handballs
forward.
to himself.
He's still got it, Malira.
He's got the
arches
pace.
the back. He handballs to himself. He's juggling the ball.
Got him on the big pressure though.
Malira still going.
Oh, well done by Beerman there. Just hacks it off the ground and he's kicked it out of the full.
Yeah, but it was good pressure. It could have easily been an easy set-up goal, and Beerman left his man to take on Malira.
Unfortunately, he kicked it out of bounds on the full, and it's Malira who brings it into Azil Stewart, about 70 out from goal. He chips laterally, finds Ackland, a left footer.
So he's going to need the pick up here.
He rolls on the left, looking for Karan McKenzie, but Rob Alexander takes it and goes, takes on Kildare. He was tackled holding the ball. Billy Joe takes the advantage and misses.
Oh, clear.
Darcy Kildare, the Madigan medalist, won a free kick. You would let him take the time on the clock, have a shot at goal, but Billy Joe Russell has played on and missed, which would have been a goal that could have sealed the game, you'd think.
So Seaman bring the ball back in.
Solly's have burnt their chances, I think, in that first 10 minutes here.
Seaman to bring it out of fullback, goes with a long ball to a 2-on-2. Ackland going back with the fly, couldn't take the mark. It's going to come to Hamilton, taps it on, Downey. And Trav McIntyre
in there fighting hard for it.
Fed it out to Mudge, sends a high ball, but Ritter's the only one there who drops his chest mark. Shrugging away is Gary Warren. He has a bounce, kicks a low pass to Malira.
He's got Azil Stewart on and he finds him with a 40-metre kick. He marks about the 50.
So he's going to need the man up
He
here.
chips inside and finds that man Ackland. And all of his players say, let's take our time and have a shot and not play on. So it's Ackland. Probably what I would consider to be one of the few people in the talks for winning the medal if South were to get there today.
Absolutely.
Going to pull
this could just about put it out of reach for Solomontown if Ackland can put this one through.
We're about to tick into time on here.
We've just allowed Malira to get off the leash here in the last 5 or 6 minutes, so whether they've made a change or not, I don't know, but I would have stayed with what I had in the third quarter.
The South Augusta crowd will tell you if it's a goal or not.
Oh,
it's a mung of a kick. But Karan McKenzie, not really known for his overhead marking, takes what can be argued as a pack mark on the goal line. He's been pushed around on a sharp angle here. And like I said, the South Augusta crowd will let you know if it's a goal or not. Very boisterous right now. Karan McKenzie Going to probably roll around and snap it. No, he passes. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So Ackland plays on and kicks the goal. So for our fans who are listening with us, Karan McKenzie had everyone fooled, had us fooled here. 3 or 4 Solomontown people came in to corral him to make sure if he played on, they were going to put pressure on him. And what that did, that left Ackland free about 15 metres out from goal. He just simply chipped it over those men on the mark. Ackland marked it, played on, kicked a goal, and that gives South Augusta a lead, 12-10-82 to Solomontown, 10-7-67. You think it's probably all over, boys?
Yes, it has been such a good fight back from Solly's, and I hope they don't let this slip away by too big a margin. They just got too involved in standing the mark and didn't man up properly there, and it's cost them a goal badly.
So South's leading it by 15 points on the Tracks FM scoreboard. Up it goes in the middle again. Downey flicks it back. And we'll have a ball up as Davey was wrapped up by Kildare. Another ball up in the centre circle. Punched by Bernhardt. Davey picks it up now, goes with the right snapping ball inside the forward 50. It tumbles into the pocket. Trying to tap it on was Trent Hoare, but it goes out of bounds.
Solomontown need a very quick response here if they want to keep their grand final hopes alive. 21-minute mark.
They now need to kick 3 goals to hit the lead, Solly's, in not much time at all, but it's down their end at the moment. The throw in.
Probably 3 minutes at the most.
Comes out to Caputo, has a shot at the goals, but it's gone well across the face and out of bounds on the full.
Need to set up quickly here, Solomontown. Lock this ball in, give themselves a chance of turning it over and kicking a goal as Billy Joe Russell limps off the field. Sam Moll comes on. And South in no real rush to get this out here. It's going to be Craig Shirley. They've overloaded one side of the field, so you can think this is going to go long down the line towards the big men, and it does. Downey sitting underneath it. Big fly by Solomontown players, giving away a free kick.
Interference.
That was Seamer. So it'll be Downey. He's taking his time, he's in no rush. He gives a handball to Harry Holland, who handballs over the top, finds Urbancic. Urbancic again to Holland, who takes him on, goes for a run, has a bounce, fumbles, rides a bump, gives a handball, but turns it over. Chasing after it again is Holland. But Solomontown prevail.
Caleb Head goes with a high ball, no one home for Solly's though. Ritter should mark and does. Comes around, chips inside.
So he's just getting a bit ragged here late, boys.
Yeah, they are. No one's pushing back. Look at this.
Yeah. Hamilton takes the mark, plays on, kicks over the top to Brendan Colson. And Brendan Colson as you can tell by the South Augusta faithful here going absolutely nuts. Brendan Colson runs into an open goal and seals the 2017 SGL Grand Final to the South Augusta Footy Club. As Buddy just said, I think Solomontown realised that the game's gone. They've just gone away from their structures, and South been able to open them up here, which is disappointing, but also understandable. In, you know, sometimes in grand finals, we've been there before. When those final 5 minutes come along and you know you can't win, there's probably just nowhere else you actually really want to be. So disappointing, but you know, South Augusta really flexing their muscle again here in the last quarter.
So disappointing for Solly's after a near perfect minor round season, losing the one game. Then, of course, losing the first final. Come back to beat the Lions last week, but they were beaten by a better side today. They were convincingly beaten in the second quarter, Solly's, but then had the third quarter all to their own, but couldn't quite come back and get the win. South Augusta will go back-to-back premiers.
They just didn't capitalise that first 8 or 10 minutes of this quarter into the win. Had 2 reasonably easy shots for goal and didn't convert them. And
Redmond's hand pass was turned over. Daniel Don't.
They would have taken South out the contest, I reckon, if they'd kicked them 2 goals.
Mazzino kicks it up the middle, but the mark is taken by Gary Warren.
So Gary Warren looking for Malira, and he's found a lot of space in this last quarter. He marks, plays on. South Augusta are really pushing forward. Karan McKenzie gets the ball, receives it deep inside the forward pocket. You just be telling him to have a shot now. Run the clock down. He's looking though lateral. He finds Malira at the top of the 50. He's in no rush to move it on. Turns his back on the play. I think he might be deciding to back himself here. Take his full 30 seconds up. Thought about passing to Ackland. Now he's on the approach.
So Malira comes in now from 50 metres out. It's a high ball to the top of the goal square. Colson couldn't quite mark. Seamers, hand pass, clears the pack. Comes out to Redmond. Had a good game today, Redmond. Uses the left, goes up the wing. Joe Caputo can't mark and it'll go out of bounds. Just a formality now for South Augusta. They're on their way to their second premiership in 2 years.
Just waiting for the siren now.
The ball is thrown in on centre wing. Kildare did the ruck work, got a punch. Ritter tapped it on to Malira. And they're away again south as they go inside 50. Hamilton should mark and does.
It's party time here at South Augusta. You can see the players on the field. Solomontown heads are down, and you can understand they've been outstanding all year. But unfortunately, just not on the day able to capitalise. Maybe that first quarter when they weren't able to kick those goals with that wind at their back is going to come back to bite them, unfortunately. Tom
Hamilton to kick South's 27 points in front. He's missed it. The margin 22.
There's the siren.
South Augusta, back-to-back premiers. Too good today for Solomontown.
The final score will be South Augusta 13-11-89, Solomontown 10-7-67. A fantastic win by South Augusta. I think only won 3 of their first 5 games at the start of this year with a very different team to the team that won the grand final last year, but have managed to steady throughout the middle of the season, had a fantastic run home and then came into the finals, got their full team together, were completely dominant 2 weeks ago, and to be honest today, apart from that third quarter where Solomontown really came back, it was all South Augusta for most of the game. So a fantastic win for them, and congratulations to the South Augusta Footy Club, back-to-back premiers.
Yeah, we might take a short break here as we process our thoughts on this grand final. It was an epic up until the last 5 minutes, but South Augusta are the premiers. You are listening to Trax FM Football.
You win another grand final, you. Stay both. You win another grand final, Bozy. Sorry, brother. Hey, we're good, Bozy.